Welcome in, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I've been fiending to yell into the microphone. Not going to have a chance this week, and that bums me out. Any week we don't get a guttural scream for our audience and for ourselves that's a crap week. That's how you can. That's the barometer for Padres baseball. But welcome into Ben and Woods anyway. Great to have you here. I'm Woodsy. Somebody put in the chat, I'm here for you fellas to help me get my head right. And I said, all right, we'll see what we can do. Going to keep it loose and fun, as we always do, I hope. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins is our friendly neighborhood bellhop.
Yes.
As it were. As it were.
Not dragging too bad, even though I was up late last night handling all the luggage. Merry Christmas, Woods.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed your gift replacement for the concert that never materialized with Morrissey.
Just a shade under 6 months later. So thank you. Better late than never. He did. He's so kind, though. He did bring me to, remember we talked about the Fanatics. Train wreck for me. Both of my partners got a big fat box of Fanatics stuff. I didn't. I was, I don't know. I was just forgotten about, which is about par for the course. It's fine. But Ben said, well, they gave me so many, I have extras. So I'll bring you one of my extras. And he did. He brought me a City Connect extra. It does not have the name on the back. No. Now, the Padres gave us one, which I love too. But now I have one. If I don't want to wear the one that says Woods 26, I can wear this one.
Does that one have a number, or is it totally blank?
Number.
Totally blank.
Totally
what would
blank.
you put on the back if
What
you
number?
could put anything you wanted on there? Would you put your name? Would you put a player's name on there?
2 Miller probably is what I would
Miller.
put on there.
It's not a bad choice.
Yeah. I was very proud of my son. He has switched his number to 22.
Oh.
He wants to be 22. Now, that's what I wore my whole life. It's what my brother
Didn't he used to be
wore.
22?
They don't
Well,
really.
I thought he was 22, but for Juan Soto, not because of you.
No, he wore a necklace that said 22.
That's what it was.
Right? And
And you're like, oh, that's so touching. That's my favorite number.
yeah, you know who else was mad at him? Manny Machado was like, why do you have a 22 on? And he said, because Juan Soto and my dad. And he goes, Juan Soto. And Bo's face goes dark. He just busted his balls at spring training one year. It was one of my favorite moments ever as a parent.
Forgot all about
But he, you know, I'm starting this new baseball team, and was getting all the kids' numbers. And what do you want? He goes, I want 22. I go, for me? Yeah. And Mason Miller. I said, yeah, and your Uncle Brent, and your cousin Owen. Everybody wears 22. You've been wearing 2, 3, trying to be different. Once you fall in line, wear the family number. So now that's what I would put on mine, Benjamin. But thank you for the jersey.
You're welcome.
It reminds me of the scene in Dumb and Dumber when they're on that little motorcycle and they're riding through the frigid Rockies. And at the end, he goes, hey, man, do you want these extra gloves? My hands are kind of sweaty. That's what it reminds me of. Because you've had this the whole time. Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
It's the Rockies.
That's what it reminded me of when Ben's like, do you want a jersey? I have too many.
I'm going to kill you, Lloyd.
I have too many. Take my extra. So thank you for the
I'm
extra
not
gloves.
even a baseball player. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these jerseys.
So now that the deal was Ben would be concierge and bellhop last night for you,
Yes.
and that would wash away his debts.
all his debts.
So now is Ben in the green by giving you a jersey on top of that?
Now well, he didn't spend any money on it. He's in
True.
the green in my heart. But as far as financially, I think
that's
we're
like
even.
$175 in theoretical value.
You're right. Trust me. I know. My kid wanted a Jackson Merrill jersey yesterday. Woo, mama. So we went out to the ballpark yesterday. Had a great experience as a family, except for when we first got there. We can talk about the bellhop thing in a moment, but I don't know. Does your family or your wife, Paulie, did they ever do this to you? So we get to the ballpark, and I'm an anxious fellow, and I don't particularly like a lot of big, massive crowds, and I get anxious about parking and all of it, you know, and it's just like lines and stuff. And we're walking through the concourse, and I go, oh, my God, score. There's one of those little kiosks, and it had hot dogs, chips, M&Ms,
Like the
popcorn.
basic ballpark eats.
But see, there's a ballpark eats restaurant,
right?
But then there's this little wooden
little stand on the other
stand.
side.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's just a little stand.
Yeah.
They got lemonade,
Yeah, hot dog, cotton candy.
soda, whatever you like, the basics, right? So I look and I go, oh, yes, there's not a soul in line. Get up in line. Okay, Taylor, what do you want? I want a hot dog. What do you want, babe? I'll do a hot dog and a Sprite. Taylor, I want a Sprite. All right. But what would you like? I want a pretzel. I go, they don't have pretzels here. And he goes, yeah, I want a pretzel. And Hannah goes, ooh, I want a pretzel too. And so I walk around to the ballpark eats line where it is 65 people deep. I go, can't you guys just eat a hot dog? No, we want pretzels. I'm like, we could have been in and out in 30 seconds. And I mean 30 seconds. I waited online for these Bavarian pretzels for 25, 30 minutes to get the thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm just steamed. I'm just like, ugh. So then we're halfway through the line and Bo looks up at me. He goes, this is taking forever. Let's just leave. I'm like, no. We are here. We are committed. And then Hannah had to find her margarita. So she had to go get her margarita. She comes back to the line and Taylor's right undershirt sleeve is soaked. I go, what is that? She said, I spilled margarita on him accidentally. And I go, all right. So now our son is walking around and he reeks of margarita. He has tequila. Like by the second inning, is he going to be like leaned back in his chair, hand in his pants, just falling asleep? I'm like, what is happening right now?
So Hannah was gone for part of this time while you were waiting in line with Bo.
She was with Taylor getting the margarita.
Okay, so this is always a dilemma. When you are asked to get something, like at the ballpark, and you're waiting in line, and as Bo said, maybe this line's too long, let's go out. But the other person's not there, and that she wants a pretzel too.
Correct.
And you never know for sure
if she would be okay with it.
If she would be okay with because either it's going to be, why did you wait in line so long?
Right.
I didn't need it that badly. Or you get out of the longest line in history and they go, where's my pretzel? You couldn't have just waited a little bit longer for my pretzel? And you never know which one is the right answer.
And I think I knew the right answer. I needed to come back with a pretzel. My wife says, I did ask for a hot dog or Sprite. I literally only wanted a pretzel and margarita, as I always get, literally every time. You were just being a total whiner. Fine. I was whiny yesterday. I'll give you that. But again, just eat a hot dog, get some chips. We are there. There is no reason to go wait in another line.
There's also true when you're waiting in line.
You did ask.
Deep breath. TV's all over the place. You hear Don and Mud. You're not really missing anything.
Well, the game hadn't even started yet.
And the game hadn't even started yet, so you're missing nothing at all.
God.
You're just standing, enjoying the atmosphere of Petco Park with the other patrons.
I'm the opposite of you. When we go to a game, I usually want like the fancy ballpark food, and I'll wait in line. I don't mind. We get there early enough.
Yep.
Go as soon as we get in. We'll always grab something and bring it to our seats so we can just kind of chill. I'm the one that's like, the line can't be that bad. Like, I want to go get whatever it is. And Megan's like, why don't I just want a hot dog? Like, I'll just we'll go to the easiest stand. There's nobody there. And I'm like, I don't want chips and cheese sauce.
So you're the Hannah and Bo, and Megan is the me and Taylor.
Yeah. We usually figure it out because you can get the basics at pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But you can't get, tri-tip nachos or whatever you want everywhere. So I'm like, well, let's just go where I want, and then I'll get you your basics.
It's an inherent, I don't want to say flaw of any ballpark, but if you have 4 people and they want 4 different things that are special ballpark items, you're going to have to wait in 4 different lines for them.
I know.
As opposed to like at a restaurant where you can order anything from your one spot at a ballpark. You do have to do some compromising in terms of, we can't wait in line for the curry chicken and the sushi and the pizza.
No,
because they're all at different lines,
separated.
And we'll be here the whole game. So we do have to compromise. The Hodads.
Yes.
Wait, I want tri-tip nachos. Wait, hold on. All of a sudden, that's 6 long lines that you're deciding to wait in during the game.
It's a nightmare, man. It was a straight up nightmare.
But for you,
I'll ask my wife on the way to the ballpark.
What are you having?
We'll be on Imperial. I'll be like, hey, any thoughts on what you want? Like, let's know where we're going as soon as we get in.
But and Hannah says, we were there 45 minutes before the game.
We should have been there an hour and a half before the game, but I can explain that one in a second.
But you lay back on the couch for a second, and Dr. Ben's going to analyze you just a little bit. you do have a tendency to continue to ramp up your stress level waiting for like an event to start.
100%.
Like the pre-arrival,
Oh,
the
yeah.
arrival. I've seen it, Paul. You've seen it as well.
I'm a red.
You are such a nervous wreck before things start.
Yes.
Has there ever really been a time that, I mean, what are you stressed is going to happen? The game is going to, you know how it's all going to play out. Even if it takes another 15 minutes to get there, if perhaps you make a wrong turn on the way to the ballpark, you're still going to be there. The game is there. You can listen.
It's not your fault.
You can listen to Jesse as you walk in. Nothing really is going to change in your life.
It's not your fault.
If you have to wait in line for a few minutes,
I hate lines.
you
man.
just
I
have
hate
to
traffic. I hate
pack
lines.
a little patience. It's fine.
I have a hard time with
The
it.
clock ticks 24 hours a day, 60 minutes an hour. Nothing changes about it. Your life is no different than it was just because you're waiting a little
It's
bit.
not your fault.
And it's funny because our couples therapist is literally Dr. Higgins. That is very true. My stress and anxiety was ramped up on the drive out as we drove to Petco Park. Now, mind you, remember, I've been to Petco Park 300 times. And we're driving. We get through downtown, and I go with a mile. I remember the sign vividly. Imperial, 1 mile. Going to park in the tailgate lot, most likely. It's $10 cheaper than the Lexus lot. I don't like the MTS garage. It's always hard to get in and out. Tailgate lot's where it's at. Babe, Imperial, 1 mile. Babe, Imperial, 1 mile. Hannah, no, why are you going this way? Why are you going around the 94? No. You just missed Imperial. Why would you do this? Silence, not a word. So now I'm talking into the ether. And I look down at the screen and she's following what her car is telling her to do. And I go, she goes, we'll get there. Don't worry about it. Now suddenly she's the voice of calm and reason. She's also a pretty anxious person. Now all of a sudden she's being so blasé, ignoring me. We'll be fine. Don't worry. What she didn't realize is they block all those streets off. So the direction it was taking us would take us to road closed. The next place we would go, road closed. And I'm going, this is why I was telling you, just take Imperial like we've done 7,000
You know
times.
what that is? That's an adventure.
It's already
You get to explore the streets of San Diego. Eventually, you'll make it to your destination.
It's
just deep breath.
It's already an adventure with these two demon seeds in the back and her behind the wheel. It's
By the way,
adventurous as it
that's
can
not
get.
going to end. You're going to park. It's still going to be. You're still going to have the demon seeds.
I flipped out.
The walk is still going to be the walk. Nothing's going to change.
It was like the scene in The Breakup where they're playing Pictionary, and he's like, "Everybody say shoe, shoe, shoe. You got to draw something different." It was just,
It's a sock.
it's a sock, a-hole. It's exactly what it was. I flipped. I did. I was like, "What are you doing? What? Why wouldn't you listen to me? I know where I'm going." I think it was like, "Oh, you ignored me," and I was telling you. I was trying to be like the leader and be like, "Hey, just make sure you go this way and we'll get there." And I offered to drive. She said no. So it was not the most pleasurable experience. Casty's home run was really fun to see in person. Was really, really fun. Him shaking his hand like, got it on the way down. That was really special. And then it went, downhill from there as it has done the last couple of days. But I wanted to get an update on last night because I was very nervous all day too, Ben, about the fact that my friend, his wife was flying in and you were going to go and help her with her suitcases because she's pregnant.
Yep.
And get her all dialed in. And so, but I didn't hear from them. So I didn't know like, oh, she's delayed an hour or two or whatever. So finally, I didn't hear from a soul. So finally at about 8:00, I texted, "Everything good? We good for an on-time arrival?" And then my friend was on the plane and she goes, "Yeah, be landed in 20 minutes." And I go, "Oh, good." And Ben's weighing in. And so you did it. You got it done.
Yeah. Waited for her to text. She said about 15 minutes out. So at that point, I hopped in the car, headed over to your condo.
Yep.
Pulled in. She literally pulled in 5 seconds after I did. I timed it perfectly.
It's brilliant.
I put on the blinkers. There was a spot right for her in front. And then, opened the back of her rental car and saw maybe the biggest suitcase I've ever seen in my life.
Now we have pictures. If you're on the live stream, you're going to love this.
Didn't realize you were coming for 2 months. It was very heavy, but it did have wheels, which ended up helping. There's the wheels. I just show them off.
Yeah.
And she was very nice and happy that I was there. She did say, I can do this if you need me to. And I go, no, I've got it. I'm here.
She said that?
Absolutely. Got her backpack, got her sweatshirt. She carried her burrito in.
Good.
I let her do that. She carried the burrito that she stopped for on the way. We made it to your condo down the hallway, just dragging that suitcase. It's very heavy, by the way. Just big old suitcase. No, that's just.
Was there audio?
I think there's a little audio.
A little tiny.
Her laughing.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
She seemed to enjoy the service, though. And then, I was there for literally 15 seconds as I set down the suitcases and bid her farewell.
What time was this?
This was just before 10 p.m. A little earlier than I expected.
Perfect. That's all I need. Why were you dressed so seductively is what I want to know. You dressed
in my normal shorts, flip-flops.
You're dressed in shorts, really accentuating your best feature, which is your incredibly tan and toned legs.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's as sexy as you can get.
Only because it would be irresponsible to show up with his pants off.
That's true.
Right.
That's
true. If I really wanted to go sexy, I probably wouldn't have worn the 10 News hoodie, but that's fine.
The free work hoodie?
Yeah. I do look somewhat rakish in that photograph.
You do. You look fantastic in it. It's
that's Mr. Steal Your Girl right there.
100%. If I'm my friend, I'm like, hey,
he's like, hey, I asked you to help her, not Ben.
I didn't know you were sending George Clooney with perfect legs over there to carry her back. The damsel in distress. Like, I didn't know you were sending literal white knight over to carry all his stuff, her stuff.
Now, if you would have wore the 10 News hoodie and nothing else, maybe that would have been a little bit more seductive.
I will assure Sasha's husband, whatever his name is, nothing untoward happened last night.
I mean, it probably wasn't not out there in somebody's mind. You know what I mean? Like, again, you show up, you flash those legs, those gams, as they say, and it's over. It's over. I would never wear pants if I was Ben. I would be pantsless with all he's packing up and down. It'd be pantsless.
You see those calves? You're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Had the old bull. Maybe you want the young calf.
Maybe you want the young calf. The young calves. Dude, that's so good. It's so good. All right, so we're shake on it.
We're good. We're good. We are square for last Christmas. Now I can start worrying about what to get you
next Christmas. I think you know now. I think it's blatantly obvious what I would want for all gifts heretofore. Baseball cards.
That's a good point.
I can't get enough. So you keep them coming, right? You're set now. You will have zero stress. You get him a box, you get me a box, and you're done.
Nice.
You're done.
I love that.
And now we got to figure out what we need to buy you.
Yeah. Start thinking now.
That's it, my friend.
Apparently more shorts.
More shorts. Man, you look good in that pic. Look tan.
And no, I did not receive a gratuity. I said it was not needed.
Not necessary. Well, thanks for doing that.
It would have been appreciated, but it was not required.
It's a great bit. I'll apologize live on the air to my wife. I was a little bit bitchy yesterday. I'll give you that 100%. A little bit bitchy. I was a little on edge. And the game certainly didn't do anything to bring my edge down. We could talk about all of that coming up next. I'm going to say this as a blanket statement. And I know very much. I know baseball. And I know that Matt Waldron's outing yesterday was fine. In fact, maybe you could even categorize it as good. I don't know that I've ever loathed watching a pitcher as much. Can both things be true?
Yeah, that's fair.
Blake Snell was actually really good, but also incredibly frustrating to watch.
It is
Matt Waldron's not incredibly good and frustrating to watch, which is what makes him even more frustrating to watch.
It's like I'm in a chair of torture the whole time, and I was there. Every count, I felt like every count was 3-2. I was just like this, and I know now why his infielders were making mistakes, because they were asleep. They fell asleep playing behind him.
Imagine if there was no pitch clock.
Oh my God!
But
Benny.
no, what really bothered you is it reminded you of Little League coaching, because half the pitches were behind the hitters' heads for some reason.
Correct.
That wasn't just Waldron. That was Jason Adam. Like, I mean, if I was a Cubs batter, I'm going up there on roller skates, because
100%.
the Padres could not hold on to the baseball as they were throwing it to home plate.
If I'm counsel, I'm actually kind of pissy at one of my pitchers for not dotting someone. Really, like, and I know I don't think any. In fact, I'd say none of those were intentional by the Padres, but up and in for 3 straight games, including a guy getting dosed in the head. And I'm sorry, man, somebody's got to
I don't think they were even trying to throw it up and in.
No, I don't think so either.
The ball was just slippery for some reason. Like every single pitcher would grab a baseball and it would just fly out of their hands in the complete opposite direction they were trying to throw it.
Oh man, yeah, dude, it's excruciating, and I hope we don't, nothing. You hate to call for someone's job, but holy smokes, man! Like it's not a good watch, And I think there's a reason why that's kind of a dying breed right now, So it was tough. It was tough, and again, I know what the line says. I was there, I know how it played out. I know exactly he did not get much help. I know that. I know all of those things to be true. Doesn't mean I have to like watching him pitch for the San Diego Padres in the future.
Well,
let's
that's
just about as close to a chip as you'll get right now.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't call that a
thought we
chip.
might get one today. I wasn't sure.
I didn't bring one with me, but I could
we
probably
can do virtual chips.
I could probably muster one up if you need to.
We'll talk about it. Maybe it'll still elevate to the level of chip at some point if we needle you enough when we're talking about the game. You can play it at any time. I don't think you have to announce before the show. Any moment you can play your chip.
If yesterday's any indication, you'll be able to get it out of me. No problem. No problem.
We will go through the game. Padres Wrap-Up, unfortunately, a series loss, their first series loss of April and the last series of April. First series loss since the opening homestand of the season. I guess that's good news for the San Diego Padres, but the offense has continued to scuffle. Things have been trending slightly downward this last week. We will discuss it all. We will set the menu for the Thursday edition of Ben and Woods. We're heading toward the Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable at 9:00 this morning as well. So lots to get to, not as much time to get to it. All coming up next after a check of traffic. Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please
just
don't.
a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player. This is the spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Men and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Here's what we've got coming up for you on the 3-hour edition of Men and Woods this morning, ahead of our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable. And for everyone who was asking, Tony Gwynn Jr. is our special guest today.
Yes.
I know he's technically a colleague who works here, but during baseball season, we understand that Tony's schedule is a bit hectic with travel and baseball games. So when we do get the opportunity to have him in studio, it's considered a special occasion.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Today is a special occasion.
Always good.
When Tony Gwynn Jr. will be with us for the roundtable. Looking forward to that. Before that, Padres Wrap-Up in just a couple of minutes, and we'll go through a tough 5-4 loss to the Chicago Cubs yesterday at Petco Park. In our 7 o'clock hour, Don't Do This, and then in-season Sammy Levitt, doing a great job as always as our Padres pre- and post-game show host. He's been going into the visiting clubhouses a little bit more. Had a one-on-one with PCA yesterday on the pregame show.
Nice.
Talked to Pete Crow Armstrong, who is a big fan of Jackson Merrill, based on Sammy's interview.
I like that. I like that Sammy checks in with the opposing
I do too.
star
Great.
players.
I do too. I thought
really
it was a nice addition, a little more perspective.
He can go get 4 minutes with David Morgan anytime, but I kind of want to hear what the incoming top players have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I hope Sammy isn't the one who got PCA hot the series, because he was ice cold until he got to Petco
Hey,
Park.
make sure you look out for the slider.
He will double up on the changeup. No, I like PCA. We were excited to watch him play yesterday. Of course, he torched us again, but he's a good player, man, and an exciting player, and plays the game the really plays the game the right way, man. He's a fun dude to watch when he's not playing against your team.
In our 8 o'clock hour, Throwback Thursday, we'll play a little real or fake, qualify for the field level Padres tickets on Memorial Day, and then at 8:35, Smart Baseball with Eno Sarris, his weekly segment from The Athletic, and then it's time for the roundtable. So quick show, lots to get to today, not a lot of time to get to it. Maybe we can squeeze in a baseball reach around and look at what happened around the rest of baseball. The Wave also lost last night 2-0 at Portland, so their 5-match winning streak comes to an end on the road. Tough game. It was first place against second place, and they actually were controlling things early and then gave up that old goal against the run of play, as they like to say in soccer, where you feel like everything's going your way, and then all of a sudden ball is all of a sudden going the other way and into the net, and you're going, how are we down 1-0? Makes a big difference when you're on the road, though, and playing for behind.
Yeah.
They were never able to catch up. So they fell 2-0, and SDFC's back in action this weekend, Saturday night against LAFC. I'm going to go out to training today to talk to Mikey Varas and the players.
It's a big match,
You
dude.
gonna hold his feet to the fire?
I mean, I feel like Mikey is very accountable, like self-accountable to everything.
I feel like he dips his feet in his own fire.
A little bit.
You know?
I mean, it's all, you never talk to Mikey Varas without, if they lose, the first thing he always says, we've got to be better. Coaches have to be better. I mean, he's always talking about the self-accountability.
He doesn't say things like, what would you do? How would you have done it differently?
It's interesting because
how refreshing.
Throughout this, Darnay, how would you have done that?
Yeah.
Throughout this 5-match losing streaks, longest in franchise history, obviously, for SDFC, every match you feel like, okay, this is the one where they're going to turn it around, right?
How many in a row?
5. And 7 without a win, because the 2 before that were draws.
What kind of losing streak would the equivalent be in baseball?
I mean, it's a 30-game
5
season,
matches,
so we're talking about like
more than that.
No. It would be about 25-game losing streak.
Maron, that is not good.
Yeah. So
25.
Can you imagine?
All of the matches leading up to this one, I'm going, this is the one they're going to win. This match, LAFC, one of the best teams in the Western Conference. Obviously, they got a chip on their shoulder because SDFC swept LAFC both games last year. So they've never beaten SDFC. They are licking their chops coming into Snapdragon Stadium.
This is going to be a brawl.
I mean, you feel like this is a tough one to get things turned around when you're not playing well, but I've been told that soccer is a lot like baseball. I think Craig says that. It's like just when you think it's going to make sense, like, okay, they're going to get obliterated.
Craig said it's the second dumbest sport to be a fan of.
Baseball is dumb and nobody should watch.
Soccer's dumb.
Right behind it.
So maybe this is what gets them turned around. Get a rival, a hot, well-playing rival coming to town. Maybe SDFC is looking for something like this. So we'll talk to Mikey later today, and we'll let you know what he says coming up tomorrow. But let's get into the Padres Wrap-Up. It was not the way you wanted the series finale to go yesterday. That is coming up after traffic, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Chula Vista and National City, you've got brake lights northbound on the 5 from before the 54 to past Division Street. The northbound 805 is a better ride.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
Supremely stupid.
It's time for the Padres
Wrap-Up
with Ben and Woods brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, here's something to cheer you up. The rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
Bases loaded, one away. Now the 1-2 pitch, and Bush swings, lines it sharply up the middle. Bogarts knocks it down, runs to second for one. The throw to first is in time, and a double play. Oh, Xander Bogaerts helping out his buddy, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And after a half a frame at Petco Park, no score. And a ground ball up the middle, that'll find its way into center field, a base hit. Conforto comes in to score. What a battle by Miguel Amaya on pitch 10, an RBI single. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead in the second. 0-1 pitch. Crow Armstrong swings, hits it in the air, deep down the right field line. This one going to go into the Petco porch. Second straight game with a home run for PCA. 2-run shot here in the 4th inning. And the Cubs now lead 3-0. Here's the pitch. And Duhar swings, hammers it in the air, deep to left field. Happ is back at the wall, looking up, gonna go! Miguel Andujar, a 2-out home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Padres have their first base runner, their first hit, and their first run. They're on the board. It's 3-1. And Nick swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. Way back, gonna go! And Duhar with his first home run as a Padre to get him on the board. Now Castellanos with his first home run as a Padre, and he ties it up 3-3. Swung on, grounded to first base, right by the bag. France has it, steps on the base, throws home. Oh, they missed the tag. Conforto slides in, called safe by Ripperger. And the Cubs go ahead 4-3. Hammers this one in the air, deep to left field. Castellanos back to the corner, at the wall, jumps up. And he can't make the catch. Into the seats, a home run for Matt Shaw. His 3rd of the year, and the Cubs are able to add on a solo homer in the top of the 8th inning. It's 5-3. Lando swings, sends it in the air to center field, straight away and deep, but playable. Crow Armstrong backing up. This will get a run home. Castellanos tags at third base. He's on his way. He will score. It's a 1-run game. And Ramon tied up, swings and misses at a pitch inside, strike 3. The ball game is over. Cubs hang on for a 5-4 win in the rubber game here this afternoon. And these 3 teams will meet up again in June, and who knows, maybe in October. What a series between the Padres and the Cubs. And the Northsiders come to San Diego and take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we figured if we can just get one more run in there with Jason and Mason coming in the game, we felt pretty good. And we just couldn't quite get there. We just could not get that extra run in there.
Yeah, we know.
That's acting manager Randy Knorr. 0-1 now as acting manager of the San Diego Padres. I believe the stint is over tomorrow. Craig Stammen returning from the funeral he attended as the Padres fall to the Cubs 5-4. I think I have to start because during the first 5 innings, my timeline was filled with Matt Waldron bashing from everybody. Like, this needs to end.
Yep.
Don't want to see another start. This is awful. I can't watch this anymore. And it would be unfair of me to pile on because yesterday on this show, I said, I would like to see 5 innings, 3 runs allowed from Matt Waldron.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for today. That's the formula to get the Padres a victory. 3 runs from Matt Waldron, turn things over to a well-rested back of your bullpen, and find a way to score 4 runs. Everything that I asked for happened, except that well-rested bullpen did not lock them down over the last 4 innings. Adrian Morejon gave up the 1 run, and Jason Adam gave up the solo home run. So instead of the 4-3 victory, it was a 5-4 loss. I can't really blame Matt Waldron for that. I also cannot blame him for a pop-up getting dropped to start the game that, even though they did not score and he got out of that jam, certainly taxed him and added more pitches. A fly ball that was ruled a double, but one that Jackson Merrill, I think, catches 9 times out of 10, goes off his glove to start the 2nd inning. That run does come around to score. Probably shouldn't have against Matt Waldron. And then the 2-run home run by PCA after the bunt single. Nothing you can do about that against an infield that shifted over. Yeah, he gave up the home run. Really, the only thing he did was gotten a little bit of jams that he got out of and gave up 1 swing to PCA in 5 innings. It's not a bad start by Matt Waldron by any stretch of the imagination.
I keep saying 5 runs or 5 innings and 3 runs, though. Like, that's not very good.
It's not I mean, if
Like,
you
every
did that
rant-
all season, you'd have a 5.4 ERA. You're certainly not winning a Cy Young award with that, but
that shouldn't be what we're hoping
but against
for out
as
of
your
any of
fifth
our
starter
as your
against
five.
a Cubs offense that is red hot and has been red hot for 2 weeks and has shown the ability to score a lot of runs. I thought that was a reasonable outing to hope and ask for Matt Waldron.
I'll say this. I've been to a lot of baseball games. We were sitting down the third baseline. When Michael Conforto hit that ball, I thought it was going to be 65 rows up, even though it's dead center field and there are no rows, where 65 rows would be. When he hit it, I audibly, oh my God, I don't know that I've seen a ball. It was 102 off the bat. My guess, if you would have asked me, was 140 miles an hour off the bat. I thought there's no way this ball doesn't get out. The fact that Jackson even got glove on it is insane to me. It looked like it was fired out of a cannon.
Missile.
The other thing, Benny, too, is like, I talked about a little bit in the open. He's not a pleasurable watch. It's excruciating. And he got severely bailed out in the first inning. As much as he got hurt in the first inning, he got bailed out by Xander Bogaerts with an unbelievable double play. And it just deep counts, every single hitter. It lulls you to sleep as a fan, and it lulls you to sleep as a player. I mean, you are not on your game when Matt Waldron pitching. He takes right down to 0-0 every single time. Ball. Gets it back. 18 seconds goes by. Ball. Gets it back. 18 seconds go by. Strike. And you're just sitting there rotting. And he doesn't throw enough strikes.
I mean, technically, if everyone was healthy, he's the Padres' 10th best option at starter.
Yeah.
For the 10th best option, 5 innings and 3 runs is fine. I'm not asking a lot more out of my 10th best starting pitcher.
You got to ask for more than that from your 4 and your 3 because that's when it compounds and becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you got 3 guys with a mid-5, 6 ERA.
Well, and again, man, you make the good point. Like, if Morihone and Adam don't get it done, this team's not going to have a chance to win. And it sucks. Those guys have to be perfect.
Certainly when guys like Waldron or Walker Buehler are pitching, the formula is going to be you need shutdown innings from your final relievers.
Yeah.
They're human. I know that Jason Adam is not going to have a 0.000 ERA. Even Mason Miller not going to have a 0.000 ERA. But if you want to win the games when you have your lesser starting pitchers going, the formula is keep it close, find a way to score a few runs, and that bullpen's going to have to get it done. The bullpen did not get it done yesterday. And Adrian Morihone, the double on Shaw, missed pitch. It was a low inside slider, but he got to it. Give Shaw some credit. The tag at home plate on what I thought was pretty clearly going to be an inning-ending double play. Ty France made a really nice play.
Yeah.
Touched first, threw home, plenty of time to get Michael Conforto. And Luis Camposano took the throw so far in front of the plate that his swipe tag just missed. And I don't know what the rule is. I honestly am now really confused about what they have done with the blocking the plate rule in Major League Baseball.
Somebody took the overhead shot, though, of that play and said, how does he miss this tag? It's right there. I mean, you are right there. Yes, he was a little bit out in front, but he was right there in position.
I thought the rule was if it's an infield grounder that you can block the plate.
Yeah.
So why aren't you just right in front
Blocking
of home
it.
plate, or is it only when the infield's in?
Yeah, it's when the infield's in, I believe.
And was he not in? What does it count? I mean, how in is in for the infield? It's a confusing rule for everybody, but that's a play that the Padres made that I'm still not sure exactly how they didn't make at home plate. And that was the key play of the game.
Well, no.
You just tied it up and you allow the Cubs to go back
to get
ahead.
that run.
That's a huge moment, I think, in the game right there.
Well, the key moment of the game is that you couldn't have asked Rodin to sculpt a better double play ball than Manny Machado hit in the 8th inning, with a chance to give his team not only the tie.
Sure. Padres down 5-3.
Yep.
3 walks to start the inning.
Straight walks.
Trey Counsell goes to Ben Brown, his closer, I guess, right now. So they have a lot of injuries. Palencia, they have, I think, 4 or 5 relievers are down. So Brown is basically de facto going to close it out. Needs 6 outs.
The night before, right?
They ended up taking him out. He did, and they ended up taking him out before the game on the pinch, the switch in the 9th. But you've got 3 runners on, your best hitters coming up. Fernando, man, I thought he got that one. You can't be
story
mad
of his
about
season.
Can't be mad about a sac fly. That's called what get the ball in the air, get it to the outfield. Grand slam would have been way better, but it ended up being a sac fly. It moved the runner over to third even. It was a pretty effective sacrifice fly. So it came down to Manny Machado. And
lazy fly ball ties the game.
Yep, but unfortunately, a lazy grounder up the middle, right to the bag, is the worst possible place you can put it.
Every little league team turns that double play.
Yeah,
he was on the bag.
I mean, obviously, Manny didn't want to hit it there.
Of course.
Somebody in the chat said it perfectly. Forgive me for forgetting who it was. They just said, I know double play is ever good.
No,
ever. But for whatever reason, Manny's always come up in the worst times. And it's because of where he hits in the lineup. There's usually guys on, but like it feels like, and I
this
totally
year
agree.
Or always?
Kind of always.
Yeah.
It does feel like 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. That's
it's not because Manny's unclutch. You look at his numbers. That's not true.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying his double plays always seem to come.
He's a right-handed hitter without a lot of speed who, when he misses the ball, it's generally a chopper on the ground.
Yeah.
That's going to set up double plays. If there's a runner at first base and Manny does that, he could have hit it to the third baseman.
Who
he could have
was
hit
on
anywhere. Let's see. I think it was.
What's on second?
Who was it? Campy? No, they pinch ran for him. So no, Bryce Johnson was on third. He had moved from second to third. So it was Merrill.
Steal
on first, right?
Go.
Yeah.
Go. You know who's coming up. He's done this. Go. I did find it funny, and people were tweeting me about the fact that when they had first and second, nobody out, Merrill doesn't bunt there. Did last week. Didn't yesterday there, which I'm fine with. Again,
well, he drew the walk. That's a much better outcome than a sacrifice bunt.
Much better outcome indeed. That stunk. It stunk. Yesterday was a stinker, and you had a real chance to steal one from the Cubs with Matt Waldron on the mound. You did.
That would have been a stolen. I mean,
that's a stolen.
Jamison Tyone was good.
He was really good.
I think the Padres made him look a little better than even he was. Retired the first 14 in a row. Padres only ended up with 3 hits the entire game. The 2 home runs. And a Fernando Tatis Jr. infield single.
Jackson did go. That's why.
He was going. It was just because
he was running on the play.
That's right. He was
and
drawn
it was just
there.
The one spot.
One spot you can't hit it to.
Yeah. So even a routine ground ball probably doesn't get the
scores
job
the run
done.
and ties the game.
Yeah.
Manny's out at first, but they score the run and tie the game.
So I was listening.
I didn't realize that.
I was listening on the drive home. Holy cow, he did go. Son of a bitch. It's a tough one, man. That one stung yesterday. I did not like that.
And there's nothing wrong with Manny trying to drive the ball somewhere up the middle of the field. I mean, drive it to right, drive it to center. That's not a bad outcome there.
He went to cover the bag.
You just can't hit a grounder right to second base. It's just unfortunate.
Not their day, certainly. A lot of mistakes, too. A lot of sloppy baseball as well. Jackson, it's such a bummer, too. He's like, look, I dropped it. Hit me in the glove. I dropped it. I got to have that one, but that's all I'm going to give you. Fair. Again, I thought it was a rocket. I thought it was a cannonball off the bat. I really did. I'm amazed he actually got
after the game. Randy Knorr was asked about that play, and he said, "Oh well, he knocked it back onto the field."
He did.
I go, no, he did not.
He didn't.
Yeah. He did not knock it back onto the field.
He damn near caught it on the rebound, but
he didn't need to jump. He just needed to just make the normal run back and make the catch like he usually does. He did not knock it back from over the wall onto the field to save a home run and turn it into a double. He just didn't catch the ball. I'm sorry.
It has not gone down. I need more flushes. I need to just flush and flush. Yes. Nope, still not there. It's a rough one. That's better.
Better?
Yeah, and then you have the day off today, which is nice.
It's nice, but it's
then
also
you have
now we're sitting here all week waiting for some Padres victories, which is frustrating.
It's fine.
And again, Cubs are a good team. 2 out of 3, that's probably what you'd expect one way or the other in that series. What I worry about is, okay, don't let this linger. The Chicago White Sox, who, by the way, are playing pretty well right now. They just swept the Angels, and they have a day off also.
Oh, God.
You just can't let that hang over, and you drop 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. Then you had a really bad homestand again.
I know
Second bad homestand.
The trend this year so far for the Padres has been every team that they have played the next opponent, they're always on a heater. And I thought this morning I'd take a look at the standings. Hadn't been following the White Sox at all. Surely they've lost, 8 out of their last 10. No, 7-3 last 10
Don't
games.
forget the old connection too. Will Venable, skipper for the Chicago White Sox, coming back to Petco Park. That always goes well every time that happens. So,
but the Padres, I mean, they've cooled off a string of teams until the Cubs, who I think had won 10 of 12 coming into this series, even though they lost their last 2 against the Dodgers. They'd won 10 straight before that. I think they still counted as pretty red hot coming into the series.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's the White Sox turn. The Padres have done well for the most part against teams that have been playing well early in the season. They're not, it's their record isn't a construction of, we've only played bad teams who are ice cold. No, they've played some good teams. They've played some not great teams like the Rockies, but even the Rockies were hot and were coming into that series with a lot of momentum when the Padres won 4 straight.
Mariners.
Yeah. Angels had some momentum. The Mariners had just come off a sweep when they played them. So here it comes again. Another team that feeling good about themselves as they're coming to Petco Park. Padres can't let it linger and turn this into a terrible homestand. Got to take 2 out of 3 or sweep the White Sox this weekend. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Don't do this in our 7 o'clock hour. All ahead with Ben and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. Fernando Tatis Jr. right now?
I think everybody in town, I mean, everybody is talking about, man, he just keeps hitting it hard. I think people are tired of hearing how hard he's hitting the ball. While you're right, and we all see it. We see it with our own eyes. He is scorching the ball.
I've been around the game. I understand hitting the ball hard consistently will usually work out well for you, but doesn't mean that it's easy to hear that or
he's tired of talking about it too.
And the simple thing is, well, he's hitting on the ball on the ground too much, which is pretty much what I thought as well. I've got some numbers for you I want to share from Kevin Acey's newsletter this morning. I want to ask Josh Stein about it. He's going to join us on our management report tomorrow. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on SDCCU Fan Hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It's better. He's the assistant GM. I know they look at the analytics, launch angle, and I've kind of assumed, like everybody else, what's the ground ball rate? He's not pulling it enough. So this morning in his newsletter, Kevin Acey wrote, we all know that Fernando Tatis Jr. leads baseball in the hard hit rate. Did you also realize that his 48.8% ground ball rate, pretty normal for him? When he hit 42 home runs in 2021, his ground ball rate was 46.2%. So It's a tick above that, but it's not like, man, he's doubled his ground ball rate. No, it's about the same as the year he hit 42 home runs. So
42 home runs.
So is he not hitting the ball in that sweet spot? The 8% to 32% or 8% to 32% launch angle or degree launch angle for home runs. That's probably why he's not hitting home runs. It's the highest of his career. He is hitting the ball at the proper launch angle at the highest rate of his career.
It's just too deep, isn't it?
I don't know. I think so. Deep. It's just letting it travel too far. Is that the only explanation? Because he's hitting it hard. He's hitting it at the right launch angle.
Tony Gwynn, Ted Williams, they'd be like, hell yeah. Well, Ted Williams actually was a big fan of pulling the ball.
It, yeah.
But I do feel like, Tony, Ichiro, some of the best hitters we've ever seen, be like, hell yeah. Keep it up, dude. It's going to fall. Don't worry about it. Hell yeah. Let's see it deep. Let it get deep. Boom.
Scorched that one, pulled it in the air on Tuesday. Yep. Scorched 112 right into the left fielder's glove. Hit the sacrifice fly, 103, but to center field, so it didn't carry out all the way at Petco Park. It's still a bit of a mystery.
Ray said, this is funny. He says, baseball's so funny. We look at these metrics and polish a turd. We don't say, man, the arc on LeBron's shot is perfect, but he just can't get it in the hoop. I will say.
That's true.
I will say.
Yes and no. I mean, hitting in baseball it's never going to be an exact science in terms of you're just going up there. You're not
too much failure.
You're not thinking, I hit this one at 21%. I need to really hit it at 26% launch angle. That's not really how baseball works. You're just going up looking to make hard contact somewhere on the field.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, again, and I know how frustrating it is for him because he's not getting a lot of extra base hits. He's not hitting any home runs, but he is hitting the ball hard. And my advice to anybody on the planet is you hit the ball hard and things will happen for you.
Like I say yesterday, baseball always evens itself out.
It will.
And now, he may not have great numbers at the end of the year, but I assume we will feel differently about it when we look back at the year than we feel right now after 1 month in, because you can have a guy over a week or even a 2-week stretch. You can have one guy hit the ball, crush the ball, and go over. Or, one hit maybe. You can have another guy that just gets a couple of flares and some knocks that just happen to fall, hit them where they ain't, kind of a thing.
Call those the woods.
Right.
The ass out, slap it down the line.
One player could have those significantly better numbers over a small sample size because of that, but it's not going to matter over the course of the season.
So House of Hobbs says Tatis had a couple home runs during the WBC. Yeah, off of electricians, 100%. Like that, absolutely. You put him on my Sunday team, my guess is he does pretty well. He does pretty well against some of those guys. And it's 18 and up. Those guys can bring it. But I bet you Toddy would fit in nicely with my Sunday squad and hit 3 to 12 home runs in a 3-game series. Right? So, yeah, man, I don't know. The pitchers at this level are a little bit different than the
but
WBC.
Again, if the pitchers were so good, he wouldn't be hitting the ball so hard either. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard off really good pitchers. So he's not doing his job.
Well, bonus shorts is an 8% increase in ground ball rate is huge in baseball.
This is a 2% increase from his 42 home run season.
At what point do we as fans say, hey, it is a results-based business, though, and hitting the ball hard is great, but until they start falling or going over the fence, BFD.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because you don't want him to not hit the ball hard.
Ultimately, we can spin our wheels about all of this. There's no recourse. It's not like you're going to take him out of the line.
Correct. You're just here's the soup. You have to eat that soup.
You're not going to cut him.
You're not going to stop cheering.
You've signed him for the next decade plus.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you are relying on. So you're going to continue to put him out there. There's no reasonable universe in which Craig Stammen benches Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yep.
You just keep putting him out there and hoping for whatever reason something changes. I think the danger is you don't want to tinker too much because you're probably more likely to make him stop hitting the ball hard than make him hit home runs if you change things.
That's tough, man.
You could also argue, though, can it get much worse? Why not change something?
It can get way worse.
It can get way
worse. He could, I don't want to be rude here, but he could look like Jackson Merrill up at the plate. Jackson Merrill's
truly struggling.
He is. He looks like he's dying, and that's a really lonely island to be on, where you're missing. You're swinging through fastballs. They were talking to yesterday, Kruko or Kuiper, one of the two, were talking about Rafi Devers, right? And they're like, no one respects this guy. They're throwing, even the guys that don't throw 97, that throw 93, they're throwing fastballs by him. There needs to be an adjustment. And it's the same with Merrill. He's missing very hittable pitches. And I think he's just a young player that is trying to figure it out. And it's a tough watch sometimes with Jackson. So he's going to – I have faith, though. I have faith he's going to figure it out. I have faith Rafi Devers is going to figure it out. They're too good of hitters not to. But right now, they're just scuffling.
Bill says, I get tired of hearing at the end of the year, back of the baseball card, the numbers will be there. Randy Norris said it after the game yesterday.
They all say it.
They all say it. And I kind of rolled my eyes when I was listening to that again, because I've heard it so many times. The only thing that I can't argue against is until the end of the year when it's not true, it's been true every year. I mean, with Manny Machado, absolutely, it's been true every year that the numbers will be there. And we've doubted in years past. Man, remember last year, Manny had 4 home runs in June? And we're going, he's never going to get to his numbers. He pretty much got to his numbers last year like he always did. So at what point is it fair for us to doubt the numbers? Because Manny has always delivered. Fernando is Fernando. His numbers have been a little more up and down. He had a 42 home run season. He has a 25 home run season. He's never had a 0 home run season. I don't think that's coming. You know, at this point, though, I mean, do you see a scenario in which Fernando plays entire season healthy and hits 6 home runs?
Yes, now I do.
Oh yeah,
now I do.
At this point,
now I do.
All right, so do you see a scenario where Xander Bogaerts hits 30 plus home runs because he's on pace for that? No. He's on pace for 30 home runs right now. So you believe the bad back of the baseball card. You believe that guys off to a hot start will cool off, but you don't believe that guys who are off to a slow start will heat up.
No, I do.
That's not rational.
I just said Jackson will heat up.
Okay.
I just said Fernando will heat up. But at the end of the year, there's a 6 by his home runs. Would that surprise you? No.
I would be shocked.
Well, because at the end of the day, you're not really going to change a lot if you're scorching the baseball. Sorry, you're just not. You'd be a fool to do that. It's not falling in. It's not hitting the gap. It's not going to the fence. But I'm not changing an effing thing. I'm pounding the ball. Nothing changes. If it goes my way, great. If it doesn't, okay. But I cannot. You don't want him up there selling out, trying to yank every ball down the third baseline. That's a version of Fernando that is way worse than this version, in my opinion. Even if he does get 12 home runs out of it, at this point, after a month of the season. Bro, keep doing what you're doing. Keep hitting the ball hard. See what happens. I mean, really, don't get in there and start tinkering in the lab. When he gets in trouble is when he starts tinkering. So unless you unlock some brilliant hitting cue that allows you to, hit the ball away into the gap and see the inside pitch and drive it out of the ballpark down into the Higgy Bank, fine. But I think for him, The home run numbers, maybe they're gone. Maybe they're gone. Maybe the shoulder, maybe all of it. Maybe the wrist, all of it, Ben.
But that would manifest in slower bat speed, slower exit velocities. That when a player loses power, it's obvious in the metrics behind the numbers. Oh, he's not hitting the ball as hard. His bat speed has slowed down. None of that is true with Fernando Tatis Jr. He's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting it at good launch angles. His bat speed has not slowed down a little bit. I saw someone compare him to Luis Ariz. I go, Fernando Tatis Jr. swings so much harder than Luis Ariz could even ever dream of swinging the bat. They're not comparable players in any way, even though, yes, Fernando's not hitting for extra bases like Luis Ariz is. Nothing about those two guys is similar at all, other than the lack of extra base hitting right now. Everything else is different about those two people.
Yeah. All right, David. David says Tatis homer was against Senzatella, hardly an electrician. 0.5 ERA right now. Like the first game that Senzatella has pitched in months.
Everybody at the WBC in March is an electrician, even if they're an established.
It's exactly right. That's it. Because there's been no training. You had 4 rounds of BP. Couple of bullpens. So again, fine. It's Antonio Senzatella. It's not Paul Skeens.
Would you move Fernando in the order? I don't know what difference that's going to make.
I don't either.
I don't think that
Second
has any impact on
he's
the
been
issues.
very consistently in the 2-hole most of the year. Move him back up, move him down. I don't know if that does anything. We're going to talk about this on the Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable with the whole crew today
So
about
they need to
Fernando.
keep him in the infield, just keep him happy and locked in and engaged. I don't know.
Maybe.
Hasn't turned into any home runs. Everyone says, "Oh, he looks so engaged." I love him in the infield. Still 0 home runs when he's playing second base.
He's been engaged all year. He really
I
has.
agree.
He's been engaged. I watch him closely, as do all the body language experts. I watch him. He's engaged. He's pissed when he doesn't come through. But guess what? So is Laureano. So is Jackson Merrill. So is Manny Machado. So is Xander Bogaerts. It's all the same reaction. I'm not seeing anything from Toddy this year. In fact, I'm seeing probably a better general attitude overall.
I agree.
I really do.
I agree.
I would tell you if I didn't, and I really see that.
That's the thing. There's so many positive signs that Fernando is having one of his best years. His attitude, his the contact that he's making.
Yep.
So many things are positive about Fernando Tatis.
It's the zero.
It's the zero.
He's got 5 home runs right now. He's
I
having
was going to say 3
monster
or 4
year.
even.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that we're really talking about it. We're focusing on the bullpen and Jackson Merrill and Jake Cronenworth. But because it's Fernando Tatis Jr. and he's got a 0 in the home run column, that's alarming at the end of April.
The list of names of guys he's up there with, it doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense. It's Rengifo and it is Luis Ariz and it's guys that it does not make sense. So I obviously love watching that kid play. He's electric. He's electric as it gets. And I just hope he comes out of it soon. But keep hitting the ball hard against the White Sox, man. Just keep pummeling the baseball as you've been doing. Again, leading baseball in hard hit rate. I know we're all tired of talking about it. I know he's tired of hearing about it. Got to get this dude off the schneid. I really thought yesterday was the perfect day
Ask
for him.
Eno Sarris again at 8:30.
He's going to tell you exactly the same thing. He needs to pull the ball, but that version of him.
But just trying to pull the ball is never a solution to anything.
Correct.
I mean, somebody in the chat mentioned, he did have the surgeries, like all the injury issues. Is it possible that had an impact on his power? Like, is it possible? Is it even in the realm of possibility that he never has a 42 home run season?
Wouldn't that show up in slower bat speed and slower exit velocities? That's where that would show up. If you're hurt, okay, you're not swinging the bat as hard. You're not hitting it as hard.
No, I'm not saying he's hurt.
But
your body acts differently post major surgery, and I'm not a doctor. I'm just asking: is that possible? That maybe his 40+ home run seasons were pre-surgeries?
Again,
and he can still be a damn fine player without hitting 40.
The PED contingent who goes, well, it was all PEDs.
Yeah.
That would show when guys take PEDs in the steroid era, Woods, and we're going to, by the way, talk about this in Don't Do This in just a second.
Yeah.
When guys took PEDs, they didn't have as many analytics, but it showed up in higher bat speeds and exit velocities. Correct? That was one of the things that guys got out of taking PEDs. They got stronger, so their bat speed was higher, their exit velocity was higher. We haven't seen a drop in any of that for Fernando Tatis Jr. So if that's not what he was getting, from the PEDs, it wasn't more exit velocity, it wasn't more bat speed. He's got plenty of both of those still to be an elite home run hitter in Major League Baseball. It's just somehow the bat path and where the ball is traveling.
Yeah, and that's where he's hitting it. I think it's where he's hitting the ball. But listen, I know nothing. I'm not going to tell that guy how to hit.
Things
Keep
that could be
hard.
fixable with a snap of a finger. And he may not even know what it is. It just locks in one day, and he goes on a run of home runs. But when it's stuck at 0 for this long, there's going to be some frustration from the fan base, no doubt about it. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I'm frustrated too.
I'm frustrated.
I'm bummed for him. Bummer.
I'm kind of frustrated with a lot.
Yeah, I'm frustrated. This is kind of a chip today.
4th best record in baseball.
Fair. You're not wrong. You're the one yesterday that said it might be a mirage. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a scenario in which Jackson Merrill continues to struggle. Fernando Tatis Jr. hits no home runs. That the Padres just continue to win at a .650 winning percentage. That doesn't seem reasonable in my mind. I don't know why, but because they're doing it now, but it doesn't seem like something that they could sustain over the course of a season.
No, for sure. All right. Reassess.
We will come back. What happens when the person who is in charge of a team's credit cards is the one who is taking advantage of the credit cards? Story from the NBA as part of Don't Do This. We'll get to that coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, if you've been thinking about losing weight before the summer, if you've been thinking about GLP-1s, I'm not going to say don't. I just want to make sure you have all the facts. The injections have worked for people, but you've got to be committed. $3,000 to $5,000 a year in expense, and it doesn't end. It's not, a couple of months, you lose the weight, and then you get off those injections. Once you get off the injections, the weight comes back. They've shown this in studies. Your muscle mass goes down, your metabolism goes down, so it's going to be even harder to keep the weight off. If you'd like a fast way to lose the weight that's sustainable, that increases your metabolism, makes you feel better, may I suggest SDFatLoss.com. It's the program I used to lose 40 pounds in 60 days and have kept the weight off now for 3 years. It's based on real foods, normal stuff from the grocery store. There's no bars or shakes to buy, no prepackaged meals, just good coaching, some accountability, a little bit of discipline for a couple of months, and you lose weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. You can do it. Enjoy San Diego summer. Enjoy the beach season, the pools this July and August as a brand new you. Sign up for a free consultation now at SDFatLoss.com. And when you sign up, get $200 off the program. Again, not continuing to pay like with the GLP-1s. Just once, get through the program, lose the weight, and then keep it off with SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
player. This is all. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Got in-season Sammy coming up in just about 10 minutes. First, though, it's time for Don't Do This, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and enjoy it. So I am not a CEO, not executive. I've never run a business in my life.
It's true.
But
We know.
yes, I would imagine it's important to have some checks and balances. There shouldn't be one person who's solely in charge of, let's say, the company credit cards.
Okay.
Atlanta Hawks executive Lester T. Jones was the accounting and finance department senior vice president from March 2016 through June 2025.
Okay.
Apparently, no one seemed to realize, since he was the one where all the credit card bills came to in the office, like, okay, approve your expenses for January. All right, approve your expenses. I guess he was approving his own expenses because he was just sentenced to 3 years and 5 months in prison for embezzling approximately $3.7 million from the Hawks. And he did it all just through credit card purchases. $80,000 in overseas travel to the Bahamas and Thailand. $99,800 in apparel at Saks Fifth Avenue. A $115,000 diamond ring. $22,000 on Omega watches, over $160,000 on tickets to concerts and other events. Just put it on the company card, and then had the company pay for it, even though they were personal expenses.
I understand a CEO or a C-level executive probably has ways to like cover stuff up and move money around, hide it on the books, stuff it away somewhere, but like. Just using the company credit cards, like what was your game plan there? Were you just
to be a
that
thief,
wasn't going to show up somewhere?
I mean,
do you think like it started?
I think
he's
he's
a little
sick.
smaller, and then he realized no one's noticing.
No one's
any of
catching
this,
any
so
of
I'm
this.
he's just going to charge more and more, and like.
And he's like, I'm the one that.
And I don't see in the
approves or
story how
denies.
they eventually caught him. My guess is at some point, like an accountant and an auditor comes in and goes,
Hey man,
you realize you're missing like $3.7 million here.
Well, like, I mean, I can understand an accountant maybe missing some travel because you're just like, oh, it's a team. We travel or whatever. But like, I don't know. At what point does an NBA team need to buy a $100,000 diamond ring?
Or why were the Hawks in Thailand? Like, you guys were in Thailand. Okay, don't remember this. Yeah. Well, how many years in prison?
3.
Is that
3
worth-
years,
is
5 months.
3.7?
Yeah.
Living high on the hog. Is it worth 3 years? Not for me.
No.
Does it say over what time span?
Yeah, well, he
doing this?
worked there from 2016 to 2025. I
So
don't
that's
know
a long time, 9
how
years.
soon he started. Probably not day one, but
Sure, but we're talking several years of living.
Living pretty good.
he was only responsible for the credit card starting in August 2021. So that's when he
So-
kind of started with the scam. Yeah.
Okay. This was a crazy story that dropped yesterday. Former Chicago White Sox, they're on their way into town. I think they're here already. Alexei Ramirez tested positive for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 anabolic steroids.
Is that even safe?
No, the answer is no.
4 different types of
4
steroids.
different anabolic steroids at the World Baseball Classic in March. He
Call
set
that the cocktail.
Yeah, he set a record as the oldest player in the WBC.
How old?
44. Tested positive for metabolites of mestrolone, metandinone, oxandrolone, and stanzolol.
That's an old-
Stanozolol.
Sanzolol.
that's the
That's
one
one of the
I've
oldies but the goodies.
Yeah. I think that's just testosterone.
Winstrol. I mean, we got some of
Deca.
the real. We got some of the old ones here.
4. So he returned to the Cuban roster 20 years later as a bench player to break the mark. Of oldest previous was Roger Clemens, 43, also been linked many times to the Fountain of Youth.
Not
there,
the company you want to be in.
as it were.
It's him, Rafael Palmeiro.
So the agency that did the testing in Switzerland said the steroids in question are associated with promoting rapid muscle growth, increased strength, and enhanced physical performance. He had 1 AB in the WBC and he struck out. So I don't know if the risk reward in that case was good enough, but it got him back on the field. Yeah, also Padre legend Alexei Ramirez.
Do you get suspended more for more steroids? Is it like each one a different
Well, I
one,
don't
or is
know.
it just you might as well just do them all
But
at
like,
once?
if you're him and you're like, I really want to be on this roster, I'm gonna have to do what it takes to get there. I'm also 44
can't
years old.
take it away from him.
He's
now.
like, what do I care? Like, if they get me, they get me.
Even if you got a lifetime ban, you're like, cool, I'm out of the Hall of Fame.
Oh no, they're not gonna not put me in the Hall of Fame still, right? So
Yeah.
I think he's just like, I think for him, he's like,
I'm getting myself on this field.
Yeah,
It was worth the risk.
yeah. 44 years old. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. I see it. I see the logic.
I finally, maybe a little petty of me here, but this is do this.
DD mega doo doo.
Be
Actually,
petty. I like petty.
It was Padres fan Trang who tweeted after the Castellanos home run. Good for Casty, but check on everyone and everything because it
Yes.
was his first deep drive to
Yes.
left field.
Yes, dude.
In a Padres uniform. And what happened? Well, I said, I think he only killed Live Golf with that home run. Not a major loss, because it was right about that same time that it was officially announced that PIF, the Saudi investment fund, has pulled their funding from the Live Golf League.
They're done.
They've announced this. Live has announced this morning that they are looking for new investors, naming new board members to replace the Saudi, the sheik who's in charge of Live, because he's gone now as well. But there's no way they can come up with the money to pay the John Rahms and Bryson DeChambeau's their giant contracts anymore. It's just not. It's not a successful business model. They're losing tons and tons of money. Who's going to invest in something that loses that much money reasonably, unless you're the Saudis and you have just gobs of money to give away?
Yeah.
And they're not going to give it away anymore.
They're
so
done.
It looks like Live is done. Can't say that I'm sad. I'm a huge golf fan. I probably watched 15 minutes of Live in its entire existence. And not because I was like morally opposed to it. I just didn't find it as an entertaining, compelling product.
I didn't like those
compared
guys
to the
in
PGA
shorts.
Tour.
I thought it was very weird.
I thought it was all very weird. Wasn't fun to watch, so I just didn't. And I don't think it's coming back. There's been reports that many of the players are now calling the PGA Tour like, all right, how do I get back on? Can I get the Brooks Koepka plan? And they're like, no. It's going to be even tougher to get you back. Read the tweet that you saw
unbelievable.
yesterday. This was great.
This got me good. Mike, I don't know how do you say his name, Beauvoir, says, look, was Live Golf successful? No. Did it bolster the reputations of everybody involved? Also no. But was it fun? Once again, no. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I mean, it turned several guys into villains who may never be able to recover.
I mean, it was a money grab for some players.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, that's
Get your bag, dude.
and that's an end in and of itself for some of those players. They made absolute life-setting money. But they would have already made it on the PGA Tour too.
McKee is with me. I finally have somebody. He says, I too was averse to the shorts. I think I was just so conditioned growing up watching, the legends of golf. And they were in pants. And that's how it should be. And I turned it on. I'm watching these guys in shorts, and it just freaked me out. And they're blasting, music behind it.
Can you imagine Jack Nicklaus walking around playing golf in shorts?
I can't. Arnold Palmer. I just can't. I don't know that they own shorts. I really don't. So yeah, it actually made it longer than I thought it would.
So thank you, Nick Castellanos, for killing Liv.
You did it
yesterday. And that's Don't and Do This for a Thursday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. When we come back in season, Sammy Levitt. Love our check-ins with Sammy. He will join us coming up next on a Padres off day, heading toward our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable at 9 o'clock on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Here, I'll show you a little.
Please don't.
What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods, brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Talking about golfers in shorts, and M. McKee added, Mickelson's Cavs rival Ben's, don't they?
They do.
Has that been discussed?
It
Yes,
has.
I've told the story before. I love this one, though. I ran into Phil in shorts at the snack bar at a local country club a few years ago.
Not something everybody can say.
No. And I boldly walked up behind him, tapped him on the shoulder, and said 2 words.
Calf off?
Cav comparison. And he looked down at mine, and he went, nice. One of my prouder moments, actually.
What got into you?
I don't know what got into me at that moment.
That is like crazy for you to do that.
I know that was very crazy for me to do that.
And imagine if you had that same confidence when you were a 21-year-old in college and walking up, may I buy you a drink? Maybe I can impress you with my vast sports knowledge. I mean, God, the sky would have been the limit.
It's probably the only time I've ever actually dropped a line on someone,
and it was a man.
And it was Phil Mickelson.
And it was about his legs and your legs,
Yes.
and should we compare them? That's the
And, you know,
only
he
time
takes a
you've
lot of
dropped a
pride in
line.
those. So I think it probably was. He was impressed.
I
He
did.
looked down and went, nice.
It's interesting.
So yes, there has been Phil Mickelson, Ben Higgins, Cav discussion before.
I always knew you had it in you, dude.
Yeah. All right. Sammy Levitt is standing by. We will talk a little Padres baseball. His conversation with PCA.
Can we not talk about Fernando Tatis?
Yeah, we can skip that for now. Because we're going to do it in the roundtable too.
Oh, God.
Coming up after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Crowded ride through Escondido, southbound on the 15 from the 78 Oceanside exit to Via Rancho Parkway. Rest of the way through San Diego to the 8 is fine.
This traffic report is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for FlowStent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com.
And joining us right now on our SDCCU fan hotline, it's not big bank banking, it's better. He's the man about town in Major League Baseball. He's our Padres pre- and post-game show host, Sam Levitt, with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Yes, Sammy, I was talking about, enjoyed your interview with PCA on the Eco Water SoCal pregame show yesterday. I hope it wasn't you who got him going, though.
Yes.
No, that was after he had already hit the first home run of the series, although I guess I do have to take
partial responsibility for the second home run of the series yesterday. Yeah, he was really good in the interview. He's an interesting guy and very thoughtful. And I'll tell you, Ben, that was not even the full interview. I'll probably play the full thing when the Padres play at Wrigley later in the year. And we actually talked about Caleb Williams and them popping up at different Chicago sporting events and some good stuff as well. So there's a longer version that will be played at some point.
Rain delay theater.
Yeah, you know what? It'll probably play pregame at some point. But yeah, he was very interesting guy and trying to do a little bit more of that this year.
Love it. Get
into the other clubhouse and talk to some of the stars on some other teams and also, you know, guys with Padres and San Diego connections as well. So yeah, he was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, I said it earlier, fun player to watch. You hate when he's torching your team, but he's one of the game's more interesting characters, certainly, Sammy. Not the greatest series of all time. Did the Padres play against the Cubs this weekend? They got the white-hot White Sox coming into town as well. But, man, so yesterday was just kind of one of those games that you felt like got away, had an opportunity to win it late in front of the home crowd. They didn't get the job done. Kind of frustrating. But, again, as Ben keeps reminding me, they're the fourth best record in baseball.
Yeah, I think it's hard to complain about their first month plus of the season, right? I mean, they're 19-11. They've played very good baseball. They've found ways to win in all different kinds of ways. I think you zoom out and there's no way you can't be really happy, I think, as a fan, not to tell people how to fan, but be really happy as a Padres fan with the fact that they're 19-11 heading into May. And when you consider some of the things that have not been great sort of under the surface of just the wins and losses, they're in a really, really good spot. Now, some of those things I think could present themselves as bigger problems as the reality of 162 rolls along. And I think namely those things are, some of the issues that popped up over the course of the last two games and even in the second game in Mexico City. And I would call the three issues, number one, you have some starting pitching that has been shaky, although to be fair about it, I think you look at Matt Waldron's start yesterday, you look at Walker Buehler's start the day before, you look at Matt Waldron's start in Colorado and some of what Germán Marquez has done. And look, these guys have not been perfect, but I thought Waldron a good example yesterday. He gave up the early runs, but he kept you in the game and he gave you a chance to win. And that has been a big reason why this team has been so good at coming back in games, because I think some of the starting pitching actually doesn't allow, early damage to spiral totally out of control. But there's been shakiness there. There have been parts of your bullpen that I think have been shaky outside the big three in Adam and Miller and Morahone. And I also think, obviously, and you could argue this is sort of the biggest thing maybe bubbling under the surface, is you absolutely are going to need Fernando Tatis Jr., Jackson Merrill, Jake Cronenworth, those guys to kick it into a higher gear for sure. So excellent start. I don't think you can complain about 19-11, but I think it's fair to say there are things bubbling under the surface that I do think over the course of a long year probably will present themselves in a more significant way if they don't get figured out a little bit.
Sammy, let's dive into the bullpen a little bit more. I realize, that these guys are human. They're not going to be perfect all season. I don't expect them to be, but Padres bullpen has been good, not great. A great elite closer and a really good setup man in Adam. And beyond that, it's just been inconsistent, up and down. And this was billed as, one of the best, if not the best bullpen in baseball, like a real weapon that Craig Stammen was going to be able to use.
That's what we've become accustomed to over the last few years.
The depth of the bullpen, how many guys that can come in there and get strikeouts, get swing and miss. And it's just been okay. It's been, I think they have the 9th or 10th best ERA in baseball. It's not been elite other than Mason Miller and mostly Jason Adam. And that's kind of a problem, isn't it, for the San Diego Padres. They need that bullpen to be the elite weapon that they planned for it to be. Hasn't hurt them yet, but it did yesterday. I mean, they needed them to be elite, and it wasn't quite as elite as they needed them to be.
Well, and I think, I'm going to separate it into two parts because I think that the two losses against the Cubs, to your point, exposed, I think, two separate things about the bullpen. You're right. On days where it's the Morahone, Adam, Miller group, Ben, you're absolutely right. They're going to need those guys to be what they believe they can be, which is close to perfect. And you're right. Yesterday they were not. I mean, Morahone walks the leadoff man in the 6th inning. There's a fielder's choice after that. That run ends up coming in to score. And gave the Cubs the lead, and then Adam gives up the home run to Shaw, and that ends up being the game-deciding run. You're right. Those guys have been excellent for the Padres over the last couple of years. But yeah, when it's a day when it's, hey, and yesterday they absolutely should have used those guys with the off day tomorrow to go chase that win. But yeah, they're going to need those guys to be kind of like, perfect. Which is probably a really high standard, but I think we all believe they can kind of do it because they're that good. They had that yesterday. And then I think on Tuesday, it exposed the other part where, yeah, you have some guys that are outside that high leverage group that are struggling. David Morgan, has not had nearly as good of a start to this season as he was last year. Kyle Hart has been up and down. Wandy Peralta has been up and down. I think you are missing Jeremiah Estrada, who, that was an important spot in this bullpen. It's kind of like that fourth high leverage guy. And hopefully when he comes back, he returns to the form he had been in the past. So I think you're looking at two different issues. The big guys, they need to be like close to perfect, which is a really high standard, but I think it's a fair standard to set for them. And then the other part of the bullpen, yeah, it's been up and down, and I think that all contributes to a bullpen that I think's been a little bit more up and down than you would have anticipated. And the loss on Tuesday was a good example of like, hey, you can't use Morahone, Adam, Miller every game. That's not the way it works. Okay. And I see fans on social media being like, why is this guy in? Why is this guy in? Why is Wandy Peralta in here? It's like, these guys aren't going to pitch 100 games. It's not the way this is going to work. So in a close-ish game on Tuesday night, yes, you're going to need Hart and Morgan and some other guys to be able to keep you in a game and not walk people and have it come back to bite you in the way it did. So I split it up into kind of two separate issues. But you're right, Ben. I think overall, the collective has probably been a little bit more up and down than what you would have anticipated.
Sammy, what are you doing on your day off today, buddy?
Oh, that's a good question. What am I doing on my day off? You know what? I don't really have a lot of plans today. I think I'm going to play pickleball, work on some stuff.
You're not covering the dinner on the diamond, are you?
I'm not. I'm not going over tonight, but I'm sure it will be a wonderful event. And it's always, I'll tell you what, I'm a big Lauryn Hill fan. I'm a big Lauryn Hill fan. I love that.
Ms. Lauryn Hill.
Get it right.
Yes, Miss Lauryn Hill. I love that. I love that first album. That's a terrific album, and obviously a classic. So I do like Lauryn Hill a lot. So you never know. Maybe I'll find my way over there. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quiet day. Yeah, pretty quiet. Honestly, I don't have a lot going on today, which is nice.
I can't wait for the behind-the-scenes video of how a major league broadcaster plays pickleball on his day off.
Yes, got to make a video.
Get the shoes on, get the racket out of the closet.
Yes, I love it.
Warm up a little bit, and then we'll see how Sammy does that on his day off.
I want to see all of it.
Yeah,
Sammy.
You never know. You never know what might pop up on your feed.
Yes,
you might get bagels. You might get broadcasting.
Yes.
You might get coffee making. I have this unique ability lately to turn the most mundane activities into views. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Sammy,
mundane activities into algorithm winners.
I've been doing it on the radio for 15 years, my friend. 15 years taking the mundane. Yes, pulling on the thread a little bit, man.
You know what? I'll tell you something, because I if there's one segment I listen to your show every day, it's Foreplay.
100%.
Okay, I'm serious. I will go look to see in the description, okay, if I'm not up at 6 a.m., what was it about today?
Yeah.
And anytime it's about I really do it every day. I listen to it every day pretty much. But especially anytime it's, something Woods related, like, something happened, or even just something with Little League or, the kids. I'm in.
Thank you,
I'm
Sam.
in. I'm listening.
I feel the same
Yeah,
way about your
you're
videos,
correct.
my friend.
Well, Sammy, enjoy your day off. Appreciate you joining us. And Chicago White Sox tomorrow. See you out at Petco Park.
All right, guys. See ya. Enjoy the Thursday.
Sammy Levitt, our pre and post game show host. So, what would be the description for this morning's foreplay?
What's his temper tantrum?
I put Woodsy's Petco Park Adventure.
It was such an adventure yesterday at Petco Park.
Plus, Ben serves as bellhop.
Yes.
Benny Bellhop.
Benny Bellhop, and Woods is
That was the more detailed
Petco Park
description.
Adventure.
Woodsy's temper tantrum and Benny Bellhop. More alliteration needed in foreplay.
Talking about the bullpen here, user BHL1G3H151 in our chat echoes a sentiment I've seen a lot. Wandy needs to be DFA'd.
Yeah, it's just a lot of money to eat.
I'm not saying that Wandy's been effective. He's been bad lately, but so have a lot of relievers in the Padres bullpen.
Yeah, Morgan's
been bad.
Marinaccio,
bad. Hart's been ineffective. You can't DFA everybody. Why does everyone want to single out Wandy? He hasn't been worse than anybody else.
No.
He's not. He doesn't stand out like a sore thumb at the back of the Padres bullpen. He's struggling up and down like everybody else.
I love Wandy, so I hope
he's also he's also a veteran left-hander.
He's
who's
also
under
the
contract.
fun uncle, remember?
And they like him. There's no reason to get rid of. Don't throw all your ire at Wandy. There's bullpen ire to be had right now, but don't just place it on Wandy Peralta. He's not the source of all the Padres' troubles. Let's go easy on Wandy. They'll bounce back. They'll go through like a stretch. You won't even notice it when he goes through 11 straight appearances without allowing a run.
Getting a run, yeah.
It'll just happen. All right, we'll come back. We got Real or Fake. Eno Sarris in our 8 o'clock hour ahead with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
We are halfway home on a Thursday. Ben and
Incorrect.
Woods. Actually, no, we are 2/3 of the way done on Ben and Woods. I just forgot. We have a roundtable coming up in just an hour. Excited. Love the new time. Love it. Works well for everyone involved. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor.
Even works well today for Tony Gwynn Jr., who's going to be with us on the Epic Wings Epic Padres Roundtable.
I always love when Tony's in because, well, he knows a lot about baseball. And I always like to chop it up about hitting and things like that with him because he knows a lot. Way more than we do.
I have my questions here. I won't reveal all of them that I have planned for the roundtable, but I was trying to figure out which one is going to cause Tony's eyes to roll at me.
Oh, God.
There's always at least one.
I wish we could
And
do
he
this bit, but I don't want you to spoil your round.
He can't. Well, he just can't hide his reaction.
Can I see them?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at some of
I'll
the.
tell you. I can point out
I think it might be number 3.
here.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. You like that one?
I like that one.
You do like that one?
Yep.
Okay. Will you have an answer to the 7th inning stretch question?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
You like that one
Yep,
too?
you
Okay,
really-
that's good.
man, you really
All
did a
right.
good job on this.
All right.
Okay. Probably number 2.
Number 2?
Number 2.
Yeah, well, it's
that's
the one
going to be the one that's.
It's the one we've been talking about.
He's
so,
gonna.
yeah.
That's the one he's gonna go. Oh, you know. So yeah, but you're really, really nice. It's very engaging.
And I
do they
do
know what they have in you here, Benjamin?
I hope they do.
I don't think they do. my friend.
I hope they usually leave room for a little off the cuff, like, oh, okay, this just came up. Let's veer in a different direction. I'm not rigidly, I must get in all these questions every single time, but I do have a plan going into our epic roundtables. By the way, our epic roundtable takes place over in our sound space, and I think it would be remiss if we did not mention yesterday we were called to a meeting right after the show with all of our Odyssey brethren here in San Diego and even our brethren up in Riverside who joined us remotely. And they made a surprise announcement that our longtime boss, our general manager, our cluster manager, Michael Valenzuela, was leaving the company as of yesterday. Not his choice. Got a new.
It was his choice.
Yeah,
It was.
his choice. Yeah, his choice.
said
Got a new
not his-
gig.
said
Sorry,
not his
definitely his choice. Got a new gig. Sad to leave us all. But I just wanted to say that we're going to miss him and wanted to thank him for working with us for the last few years and being a big supporter of 97.3 The Fan and all the stations really here. Had our back. Even gave him a big hug.
I did too. Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, you said I'm not a hugger, but I'll hug you.
Gave him a big hug.
And they talked about it in the meeting yesterday. I don't know how he did it because he lives not here. He lives in Riverside, and he would commute.
So he manages both.
He manages both
the buildings. Our Odyssey building up there and the one down here.
But he lives up there.
Yeah,
and you can't get me to drive there.
like
you
you
could be like
3 or 4 nights in a hotel room down the street. I think
Correct.
every single week.
he did
to
it
come down
for
here.
4 years or
Yeah.
so, and so I just said, man, I don't know. Like that's incredible dedication. I couldn't have done it, no question. I would have bitched mercilessly about it. I would have bitched mercilessly if I had to do it for a day. One day. Driving to Riverside is like my least favorite thing on the planet. And so he did it for a long time and really cared about the success of this company. So I was bummed to see him go. But the guy that's taking over,
I know people saw Adam walking by just a moment ago, and they're probably wondering, is Adam the guy who is now taking over?
No.
The answer is no.
No, he is not. He's staying in his current position. And so, but Peter Schwartz, our pal, is going to be the new GM. And so I'm excited about that. Listen, there was a time in radio where I would get really upset about the turnover. I'm like, man, this is crazy. You get so used to it after a while that, it's I don't want to say it's hardly a blip on the radar, but it's like, oh man, I'm bummed to see you go. On to the next one. We keep grinding forward. But Michael is always really supportive of us and, appreciate all his hard work.
Yeah, and it's not just radio. I mean, at Channel 10, I've been there a little over 20 years. I think I've had 11 different news directors over that time.
Crazy.
Liked a lot of them, but it's just the nature of the business.
The nature of the business. It's churn,
People
man.
come, people go, get offered a job at a bigger market sometimes. A lot of people just say, you know what? this isn't the business for me. They get something in a related but different business and they move on. So you do have to deal with quite a bit of turnover in the broadcasting business.
You absolutely do. But yeah, he was emotional, about it yesterday. It made a lot of people in the room emotional as well. Not Ben, because Ben is emotionless.
True.
And I actually was pretty emotionless about it. That's what Ben did when he started crying when he was saying goodbye. He's like, well, this was a difficult moment for me. Just wanted to say goodbye. Thank you guys for all your hard work. And
that one always he sounds like Garth in Wayne's World.
This isn't the reaction I thought I would get for saying goodbye. But I bid you all farewell at this point.
Look at him. Sorry.
Yeah, B. Wilson's his contract here for you guys, and the big boss leaves. Yeah. Tenuous. Things are tenuous around here. For us, at least. Right?
We're still who we are.
We are. Okay. Still under contract for another few months.
Correct.
Yep. Enjoy it.
You want to get to
get to what? Anything other than this than contract talk?
No, I just, we've got only the short show. We've got Eno at the bottom of the hour. We've got Take on Real or Fake in just a few minutes.
Yep.
If we were going to do a reach around, it kind of has to be now. I don't know if you want to get to that, the rest of Major League Baseball.
Do you think that I would ever say no to a reach around?
I thought you would probably say yes.
I will always
It
say
probably requires a moment for Paulie to get us going. There it goes.
There it is.
They're doing the reach around. They're doing the reach around. Everybody's doing the reach around. A look around the rest of Major League Baseball starts where the Miami Marlins took their first series at Uniqlo Field since 2018, beating the Dodgers 3-2 yesterday. Did you see how the game ended?
Dude,
Dodgers down one, bases loaded.
Bases loaded.
One out. Got Freddie Freeman at the plate, Shohei Ohtani at first base, and somehow Freddie Freeman hits into one of the weirdest unassisted double plays you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Got Shohei trapped between first and second. So
Yeah.
he starts running back to first, goes out of the baseline, and then they tag first for the force out.
Correct.
And Freddie Freeman's out, and they don't get the run home. Imagine not getting that tying run home from third when you're down one run late in the game.
Imagine that. Imagine hitting into a double play there in that scenario.
Even though you're a veteran, multiple all-star player in a situation like that, and you hit into a double play.
Imagine that.
It's terrible.
We're going to do that thing again where they lose and we lose, and we win and they
Like
win.
last September, all over again.
Oh, my God, it's excruciating. Excruciating. They're playing the Marlins. And, I mean, if you're a Dodger fan, listen.
Well, losing 2-3 to the Marlins at home is worse
than losing 2-3 to the Cubs. No
for
question.
sure.
No question. But still, I mean, again, the regular season for the Dodgers is, as their former beat reporter Molly Knight called it, it's just a long spring training. That's all it is.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. They're going to waltz into the playoffs. And if 5 guys get injured, they will replace those 5 guys with 5 better guys.
I mean,
all-stars.
Our friend Katie Wu writing this morning about the Dodgers' big upcoming problem with Blake Snell nearing the end of his rehab stint.
Oh, tough
what do
problem
they
to
do
have.
about their starting rotation?
No.
Justin Robleski's been too good. Emmett Sheehan's getting better.
Jeez.
Do they just give up on Roki Sasaki? That's probably the answer at some point.
Throw him in the bullpen.
Just throw him in the bullpen again, but they're going to have to make a decision there fairly soon. The Diamondbacks got 4 home runs, accounting for all 6 of their runs in a 6-2 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. Nolan Arenado, been okay. He's got 5 homers now. Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte also went deep in their 6-2 win over Milwaukee. The Rockies got a pair of home runs from Hunter Goodman in a 13-2 win over the Reds.
I love that kid, man.
The Rockies continue to just be a normal, slightly below average team and not the historically bad team we've seen the last couple of years, which makes me feel good about the fact the Padres are already 6-1 against them this year.
No kidding.
Because other teams are not dominating the Rockies have a above 500 record against the rest of baseball.
Yeah.
That's not the Padres.
That's right.
So that makes me feel good about what the Padres did earlier this month. Braves just continue to win. 12 of 14 now. This time it took a walk-off 2-run home run from Matt Olson to beat the Tigers 4-3. They've got the best record in all of baseball.
I don't think any of us had that on our card at all. I mean,
we all thought it last year, and then they
Yeah.
were terrible. So we thought, well, we better temper our expectations this year, and
and
they've been terrific.
You lose like 3 starting pitchers in the span of 2 weeks in spring training, and you're like, there's no way they're going to be able to recover.
And now Spencer Strider is coming back, I believe. I saw this weekend. So getting healthier and already really, really good. Brady House hit a grand slam as the Nationals routed the Mets 14-2. That Mets getting hot streak was nice for one day before they got bodied by the Nationals. The Cardinals are going for the first road mop in baseball this season today. They've taken 3 straight from the Pirates, 5-4. And that one included, so the Pirates were down 1, had a runner on. Nick Gonzalez hit one deep, looked like it might be a walk-off 2-run homer. Nathan Church brought it back and caught it, and the Cardinals held on for the 5-4 win.
Unreal.
I think I saw our friends at Cespedes Family Barbecue. There's been 4 mops in baseball this season. The Padres have one of them, but they've all been at home. This could be the first road mop of the year. Rangers got 7 shutout innings from Nathan Eovaldi in a 3-0 win over the Yankees to avoid a sweep in that series. Toronto beat Boston 8-1. They take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. Mariners used a 3-run 9th inning to beat the Twins 5-3 and win that series. The White Sox, who are coming to town, and they'll have an off day in San Diego today, finished off a 3-game sweep of the Angels, took a run in the 9th to tie it, and won in the 10th to win it and beat the Angels 3-2 in 10 innings. Halos continuing to struggle as they fall now. I think they have more losses than anyone in baseball at this point, which is kind of crazy because they were okay 10 days ago. Guardians avoid a sweep by the Rays with a 3-1 win. And the A's got 7 innings of 1-run baseball from Luis Severino and a 5-2 win over the Royals. Giants, Phillies, Astros, Orioles, both postponed due to inclement weather.
Thank you. It's such a good reach around.
Also,
nobody's better at the reach around than you are.
The Red Sox placed Garrett Crochet on the injured list with shoulder inflammation.
What a season for that bunch.
Which you've learned, shoulder inflammation literally could be anything.
Literally.
It could be Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
It could be a rotator cuff. It could be anything. It could actually
fatigue.
It could be shoulder inflammation.
Right.
Don't really know, but he hasn't been that effective, and they're going to shut him down for a while at least to see what's going on.
Forgive me if I missed it. Did you get the Luis Robert news?
Oh, I
with the
did not.
Mets?
They're putting him on the IL too, right?
They just
Correct.
announced
Thank
that,
you.
I think, earlier this morning.
Missed that? Thank you,
Yeah,
Paulie.
the Mets, just mostly bad news if you're a Mets fan.
Yeah, or
Most
Red
of the
Sox fan.
season.
Yeah.
Let's get a contestant on the line. It's Throwback Thursday, so we'll play a little game of real or fake when we come back. Chance to qualify for the field level Padres seats for the Padres Phillies game on Memorial Day. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll play our game, and then Eno Sarris will join us coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, if you follow sports, you know momentum can change fast. Same thing happens in the market. One headline, one downturn, one war. Suddenly people are wondering if they're still on track for retirement. That uncertainty is exhausting. Trajan Wealth helps bring stability to that uncertainty. TRAJANwealth.com. I was just texting with David, my guy here in San Diego at Trajan yesterday. They're fiduciary advisors focused on tactical investments and personalized strategies designed around your risk tolerance. I feel very comfortable with Trajan. No emotion, no hype. As an independent firm, Trajan Wealth isn't tied to one product or approach. They don't feel like they're selling you anything. They just want to set up a really good plan customized to you. Local offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. David said he was at the Liberty Station office this morning. They understand what's at stake. So if you want a steadier approach to your financial future, call 619-367-0207. That's 619-367-0207. Or just take a few minutes online at TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. If we have time, Paulie has a Throwback Thursday clip for us that we can wedge in between Real or Fake and Eno Sarris.
It's a good one, too, man.
It's a pretty classic example of why we don't take a whole bunch of phone calls.
So hold on to that. Let's get to our game, though. First, it is time for Real or Fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
Ryan will be playing for the field level Padres tickets for the Phillies game on Memorial Day, at least to qualify for the grand prize drawing at the end of the month. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. Real or Fake brought to you by Bail Arms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we've got your category today. If you can get 4 out of 7 right, put you into the drawing. Feel free to use Woodsy for a little help. He might be able to help on this one. Here's what we've got, Ryan. The Harlem Globetrotters famously embarrassed the Washington Generals night after night for decades. But baseball's version of the Globetrotters, the Savannah Bananas, have a rotating cast of opponents now. Today on Real or Fake, I will give you a team name. You tell me if they are a real traveling foe of the Bananas or a fake I've made up for our game. Ryan, you a Savannah Bananas fan?
I have a 9-year-old son who's a Savannah Bananas fan.
Okay. All right, that should help a little bit. Woods has been.
I've been, yep.
Probably know at least one of these opponents. You saw them in action. All right, round number 1. The Party Animals, real or fake Savannah Bananas opponent?
That is real.
It is. Very good. 1 correct, 3 to go, and we'll put you into the drawing. All right, round 2. The Firefighters, Savannah Bananas opponent, real or fake, Ryan?
That is also real. That is my 9-year-old's favorite team.
Yep. There, wow, very good.
2 for 2.
All right, let's go. Round 3. The Samurai, real or fake Savannah Bananas opponent?
That is fake.
Wow, this is easy. All right, for the win.
I know all these. I watch enough Savannah Bananas.
Apparently he does.
Go.
All right, for the win, then. You know this one. The Burritos, real or fake Savannah Bananas opponent?
Fake.
Boom.
That one is fake.
Look at that. One of the easiest games we have ever played. Very well done, Ryan. I guess if you know them all, let's try the Tailgaters.
That one is real.
The Coconuts.
And that is one of the new teams that is real.
The Loco Beach Coconuts.
Yep.
And the Clowns.
Yep. Yep, that's another.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Nice
7
try.
for 7, Ryan.
My
that
God, it's
was
never been done.
well done. Stay on the line. Paulie will put your information in for our grand prize
Crushed it.
Padres tickets drawing. You were pretty good, too. I saw you nodding along.
I think I
correctly.
missed one. Next week's Real or Fake. 2 + 2 is 4.
I thought that would be tougher. I didn't
4
know.
+ 4
I
is
didn't know
8.
all of those.
I've only heard of the party animals and the firefighters.
Yeah.
Everything else would have been a guess.
Yeah, that Ryan was
Crushed it.
dialed in that category. All right, Paulie, before we get to the bottom of the hour, Eno Sarris, take us back in the Wayback Machine for a little Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, the Wayback Machine takes us to 2022. This week, 4 years ago. Don't exactly recall why or how we got down the line of talking about wedding crashing, but we were talking about, hey, have you ever crashed a wedding?
Sure.
You know, what would that be like? Hey, if you out there listening have ever crashed a wedding or had any experiences with that, give us a call. We'd love to talk about it. And so we had the phone lines open, and then this happened.
Feigning
You've ever
stories or
fainted.
wedding wrecker stories, 833-288-0973. Let's see what is this. Dave, you're on the air with Ben and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. How are you?
Bro, I'm screaming.
I'm okay. I hated those stupid rumors about trading Hosmer. And last year, the slump was team-wide. They had a meltdown after the All-Star break.
Right.
And I'm a big Eric Hosmer fan. Big. And they were making me mad. And I was calling John Quintero about it. And I was, I know Eric Hosmer is a dang good baseball player. And during that 16-game perfect defense record, that was good.
Did you ruin a
And
wedding, though, Dave? That's
who cares about
no. All right, okay, that's fine. No, it's good.
Who cares about weddings? Holy cow.
Good.
I'm a big Eric
big.
Hosmer fan. Big.
It's unbelievable.
That was good.
Is that him?
Yeah,
that
that's
was good.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God,
that's
dude.
a classic drop.
That was good.
Did you guys see the clip of Hosmer yesterday? Somebody asked him his favorite broadcasters in baseball, and of course he said Don Orsillo. But I can comfortably say I've never seen a human being more high than Eric Hosmer was. Comfortably, I've watched Bob Marley concerts. I have seen I've seen Seth Rogen. I mean, I've never seen a human being more high than our man, than our guy Eric Hosmer. No judgment. No, none whatsoever.
Absolutely,
it was incredible. He was like this. That's gotta be Don Orsillo. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't even know where it is.
I saw the same clip.
It's so good.
It was so weird when he's like, because they kind of led him down the line. It wasn't just, hey, who's the best broadcaster?
Right.
And he said Don Orsillo. It was because San Diego's broadcaster, Don Orsillo, is amazing. And from what I saw in the clip, Hosmer didn't say anything bad about Don Orsillo, but he was like, well, before I get to anything else, San Diego, they didn't want me anymore.
Right.
Like my key card doesn't work.
Key card doesn't work.
Poor old me.
Is he referring to the Padres or Padres fans when he says that?
Said he said my key card. I mean, that I would assume
that's
means
worse.
Padres.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, buddy, maybe if you did even the bare minimum
Of anything.
for one day while you were here,
Yep.
you could have turned it around.
That's
but,
tough, man.
you know,
It's
whatever.
tough. Yeah, he's back where he's doing the some royal stuff, and that's where he belongs. I mean, that's where he's a folk hero.
That's where he should have stayed.
Should have never left, man. I bet you he regrets it every single day. I know he made a ton of money, still would have made a really good living staying in Kansas City, and would have been the biggest fish in that little pond, and just never a care in the world. And he's back there now anyway. Just
I'm sure he's still living that same life.
oh yeah,
But with an extra $100 million in the bank that he didn't need, that he wouldn't have gotten from the Royals.
Matthew, they did him dirty. SMH, yeah, totally. I think the thing we'll miss most in San Diego is all the community efforts of his that he put in over the years.
I mean, obviously, we didn't give him a fair shake.
Clearly,
I mean,
didn't. He was underpaid and didn't give him enough APs and enough opportunities, and didn't offer.
just pulled the rug out from under him 5 minutes after he got here,
completely
right?
Completely shot.
I think his rope was quite long here in San Diego.
Don't talk about people's ropes being long. Do you understand?
Sorry.
Creep.
All right, let's talk to Eno Sarris from The Athletic. A little smart baseball to wrap up our short show before the Epic Roundtable. All coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. And this pool on this roof, this is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Got Eno Sarris standing by. A final segment before our roundtable coming up after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Crowded through Escondido southbound on the 15 from Center City Parkway into San Diego to past Rancho Bernardo Road, then a decent ride to the 52.
Traffic brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. It's barbecue season. Time to dust off the grill and head on over to Vons or Albertsons. Get fresh 80% lean ground beef. Now just $3.99 a pound when you buy 3 pounds or more with membership where applicable. Shop in store or online at Vons or Albertsons.com.
And we are joined right now by...
It's time for the Super Polished, just to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Sarris, son of a bitch.
I'm going to absolve Paulie of being a little late on the open. He has been throwing a bunch of stuff by Adam.
Yeah, I've got Adam yelling in my other ear from the sound space.
Trying to figure out the setup for the roundtable coming up here at 9 o'clock. So now
it's not looking good.
Adam, can you hear me? I hear you.
We've got you, Adam.
I hear you, Adam.
We've got Eno Sarris as well from The Athletic joining us. And it feels like we're a broken record on the Fernando Tatis Jr. topic. You've told us, the ball's traveling deep, so he's going the other way. Your colleague, Dennis Lynn, writing this morning, Fernando Tatis Jr. actually set the MLB record for most hard-hit balls over 95 miles an hour in a month in April, and did it while hitting 250 with 4 doubles and no homers.
Crazy, man.
That seems impossible. Even if he's letting the ball travel all the way to the border from home plate, that seems impossible to put those numbers together in the same sentence.
Yeah, well, I was pointing out that he's facing right field. So you guys know this. He hasn't pulled like a single fly ball all year.
Yeah.
So he's not. When he pulls the ball, because his body is facing right field, when he pulls the ball, he's hitting it to center field, which is the biggest part of the park. So
did it yesterday, 103 miles an hour, but just a sacrifice fly with the bases loaded.
Yeah, there's one thing I might do is like, I might go to him and be like, what hitting coach do you want? Let's hire another hitting coach.
Yeah,
because you're probably not listening to ours.
Yeah, kind of
like.
Well,
I'm just reading between the lines, but what the other thing that other teams do is they do have like 3 hitting coaches now, just so that everybody has somebody they can connect with. I mean, everybody has like there's more hitters. There's some hitters that are super into the stats, and some that are more about feel, and that's the modern trend is to have 3 hitting coaches and 3 pitching coaches just to kind of make sure that everybody's handled.
Could it be as simple? I mean, I play golf, and when I am hitting the ball right too much, sometimes I just aim left. Like, can it be as simple as just, like turning your feet just a slight, both of them in slight direction toward the left?
That golf ball is not moving.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it. You still have to make contact with it. It's a much harder game.
But are there people that, I don't play golf. So are there people that, do, like, if they slice it real bad,
yes,
sort of
stand to the.
They play for it.
I used to do it all
the
time.
Play for it. Just hit it left. And I mean, they actually can do really well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to hit my slice, but I'm going to start it way left of the fairway, and it's going to slice right back to the middle.
That's right.
The most important thing in golf is doing the same thing every time.
Yeah.
What you don't want is what we call the two-way miss, where sometimes you're hooking it, sometimes you're slicing it, because then you're a mess.
Then you're toast. Then you have no idea.
Then you're in, but that's the baseball code is in between, where you're not hitting fastballs, you're not hitting sliders, but he's got the timing. So that's the one thing about asking someone to go get the ball instead of letting it travel is that's timing, and so his timing is correct. I mean, I would, in terms of like he's hitting the ball hard, right? So I would look at, I think we've only had stance data, like where their feet are and how open their stance is for like 2 years now. And, my first initial reaction was that stuff doesn't matter. I talked to a few hitters that said it didn't matter, but I was just looking at Okamoto with the Blue Jays, right? And I was looking at him versus Murakami with the White Sox, and I was looking at their strikeouts and their whiffs. And Okamoto's whiffs, he didn't whiff as much as Murakami in Japan, but they're both at 30% strikeout rate. I looked at Okamoto's whiffs. They're all on the outside part of the plate. It's not like, oh, sliders or this. It's just outside part of the plate. You look at Murakami's strikeouts, and they're all sliders basically, and it's like a lot of spin. So, I was like, what if Okamoto just moved closer to the plate? And lo and behold, this week, Okamoto is like 3 inches closer to the plate and 5 inches further back in the box. And it's a little bit just like a pitcher moving on the mound because he's missing to a certain area, and
Sure.
he just moves the heat map over. So, I would say, like, if you're hitting the ball hard, you're doing something right.
Yep.
But you're not pulling a single fly ball, you're doing something wrong. So, like, I would fiddle around with your stance and where you're standing in the box, I think.
More concerned about Tatis or Jackson Merrill? I think I know the answer, Eno.
I think Tatis.
Oh, really? I was going to say Jackson. Wow, okay.
I don't know. I just with Jackson, like, the contact rate is still there. The pull and everything is everything looks pretty good, except he's not hitting as many fly balls. It's just this really small thing. The barrel rate is good. The bat speed is good. I continue to think that Jackson Merrill is going to, put it together and have a white hot streak. Now, what would be cool is if him and Tatis do it at the same time.
It would be incredible.
Yeah.
It would be incredible.
And here's a funny thing. I was talking to a projections guy, and he was talking about he actually puts sprint speed into his projections. He says that helps him project players better. And it is interesting to see that Merrill's running faster and stealing more bases, that his hamstring is healthy. So when I look at his line, I see a guy who's super healthy, swinging the bat really well in terms of speed, and just needs a small tweak.
Talking to Eno Sarris from The Athletic, you mentioned Munetaka Murakami. We're about to see him at Petco Park this weekend, 12 home runs. What maybe did scouts miss? I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Japanese players come in and instantly have that sort of success. There's sometimes been the adjustment period. Why did he end up with the White Sox on such a short, affordable deal as opposed to some of these other guys who have gotten the big multi-year contracts, and he's outperformed most of them?
Well, I think for one thing, we don't know fully what he is yet. This is a month, and, some of the underlying things are still concerning in that, his swing and miss rate is still one of the 5 worst in the big leagues. And there's still a chance that he settles in at like a 35, 36% strikeout rate, which very few people can do in the big leagues. My comp for him, I think, still holds pretty well, which is Joey Gallo, and at first base. So I think that's why nobody, most of the teams didn't want to put a lot of money down. And he's a first baseman. He's not going to give you, this value in terms of defensive value. And then on top of that, the swing and miss is so big that, Joey Gallo was exciting for a while. He never put up a good batting average, but he had good OBPs and slugging. But his career was short, because, with that much swing and miss, at some point it just becomes, you can't roster. Like if somebody struck out 40% of the time, you couldn't roster that guy. Like he wouldn't play in the big leagues. So he's kind of still on the razor's edge when it comes to contact rate. But I think what we missed was he's got a really excellent approach at the plate. He does not swing at pitches outside the zone. He's got a little bit of like Soto to him, where he's just locked in on exactly a certain part of the plate that he can do damage on. So I think that the plate discipline is what people missed. But there's still reasons to think that, like, it won't be that big of a miss when it comes to something like wins above replacement, because he's just sort of an average first baseman defensively.
Talking to Eno Sarris here on Ben and Woods. Let's shift gears from the bats to the arms. The strength of the San Diego Padres is got to be its bullpen this season. It has to be. It's been okay, right? Like obviously Mason Miller is next level. Adam, had a little hiccup yesterday, but he's been sharp. Morihone, has been good. Good, not great so far, but really after that, man, it's pretty dire. David Morgan has kind of fallen off the cliff. Estrada will be coming back soon. They got some reinforcements, but your assessment of Padres bullpen at this point, or the starting rotation as well.
Well, I hope that Jeremiah Estrada found some velo, on his time off. He could be really important for them. Rodriguez has that good velo, has good results so far. The strikeout rate isn't great, but he's a big ground ball guy. So Rodriguez could be a guy you bring in with runners on.
Yeah.
And I think Wandy Peralta can find his way to being not, kind of a lefty specialist. I mean, it is a little bit weird because his best pitch is a changeup, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he's not really a lefty specialist. He's a lefty that has a great changeup, but he can throw that changeup same-sided. It's fine. I do think Morgan will come out of it. It's all command related, but he does have an option. So when Estrada comes back, maybe you option Morgan and say, "Hey, find the zone," basically.
Yeah.
Because I think the stuff is still okay. I think they're going to be fine. And I wrote a piece today for The Athletic about what's going on in the rest of the league, and I have to tell you, the Padres look great compared to the rest of the league. There are in the top 15 closers that were supposed to go into the season, the top 15 projected saves, 9 of them are on the IL. And you can think of it. You can kind of sort through. Oh, Edwin Diaz. Oh yeah,
Yep.
like Josh Hader. All those guys. So 9 of the top 15 are on the IL. We're trending towards. I mean, we already set a record, which is the first 30 team games. We had 98 guys record saves, and the record before that in a non-2020 season was 83. So that's partly because we're doing matchups. It's partly because we don't do back-to-backs anymore. So you have to have a backup closer, right? And we don't even really like to do back-to-backs anymore. So, you have a backup closer. There's matchups, but there's also a lot of scrambling going on. Kenley Jansen just blew his 3rd save last night. People are just, established closers are just going down. And Mason Miller is just a bright, shining light.
I was reading that piece that you did with Andrew Baggerly and Dan Hayes, and I mean, is this not an argument that the analytics side is starting to win? Because we heard way back in the day, you didn't need to rely on a closer. That was it was just the 9th inning was just an inning, and maybe you should be using your best relievers in the 7th and 8th. But old school managers never believed that. They always save their Trevor Hoffman for the 9th. He's got to be the closer. That's the highest leverage no matter what happens. The fact that we're seeing so many more guys get saves, guys used in different situation, is that a sign that, analytical minds have taken over in Major League Baseball front offices, essentially?
It might be, but you have to realize that some of these analytics sort of innovations that we've had, like think of the opener, right? They're coping strategies. You don't do the opener if you have a good starting pitcher.
Fair. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's one big cope.
Because it's a cope. Yeah, because if you throw a reliever in a loss, if you throw a good reliever as an opener and you lose the game, you just burned a good reliever on a day you lost the game. Whoops. And so the opener is just a way to our 5th guy is not very good, so we'll just do this. Honestly, they could, if the Padres bullpen was doing a little bit better, I'd consider it with a couple of guys in their rotation. But, the other coping strategy, we have a quote in there from Derek Shelton, who right now, he has 5 guys who have a save in the Twins bullpen.
Yeah.
The reason he's doing that is he doesn't have a closer. He doesn't even have a setup guy. He has one of the worst bullpens in the league. And so he's going to do whatever he can to try and figure out, hey, these guys are not so good against side armors. I'm going to put in Funderburk today, I just love that name, by the way.
Funderburk.
Yeah.
Isn't that from Porky's, the movie Porky's? Yeah, Mrs. Funderburk or whatever.
Maybe that's what the Padres need to trade for
Funderburk.
They need a little Funderfunk in the
we all do
in the bullpen. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a coping strategy for people. And then for smaller market teams, that's one thing that he pointed out. He also pointed out that like he had Bednar, and Will Bednar had been like a guy. David Bednar had been a guy that did a couple innings for him and was a fireman and pitched here, pitched there, whatever. And then over time, he was like, well, you know what? You're my best reliever. You're going to pitch the ninth. And so that usually happens over time. And then, lo and behold, the Yankees go and get Bednar. And now, the Pirates and other teams are like, well, we're going to mix and match with these guys until we find out who is our guy with a capital G.
Yeah, it's one big cope. I like that.
I really appreciate it. I was flying to Las Vegas last week, and there was a listener in line boarding behind me, and he said, yeah, I'm going to Vegas too. I'm going to all 3 fish shows at the Sphere. And I thought of you.
We talked to him about it last week. Yep, we talked to him about it last week when you were on vacation.
He wasn't there. I take it Eno did not go.
He did not go.
That's a big spend. It's a big spend. I'm saving up for the next time I go. I mean, I dropped a cool penny the time I went. So I got to do that every 5 years or so.
Thank you, Eno. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, thanks.
Eno Sarris from The Athletic, brought to you by 7 Mile Casino. Let's get ready for the roundtable.
Are we here? Are we there?
I don't know. What's the okay? So the ruling is we get the sound space is working. We can head down to the round table, and Tony Gwynn Jr. is going to be there when we get there. There's going to be epic wings for us, breadsticks, pizza bread. Wonder if there'll be new flavors of wings this week.
I think they're discontinuing the one that I like the most.
I know, the maple, the spicy maple.
Yeah,
but that usually means something else is.
That's true.
Is onboarding.
I have the habanero mango ones too. Incredible.
You like the sweet spicy?
I do. I like
sweet spicy. Is a good combo.
That's my
for
combo.
you.
Thai chili, any of those.
All right. Tomorrow on Ben and Woods, we'll have a management report Friday. Josh Stein, assistant general manager, is going to join us, and we'll get you ready for the Padres White Sox series opener tomorrow night. That's it for Paulie. Thank you, Paulie Reindl. For Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. We'll talk to you on the roundtable in moments. Thanks for joining us here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Talk to you in a minute, everybody.